We have ignition. Strap in. You're about to listen to.
Welcome to the NBZ Podcast.
Everybody says, who does he think he is? I just told you who I thought I was.
NBZ.
I just told you. That's who I think I am.
I'm a terrible person who's come to believe unforgivable things.
NBZ Podcast, episode 6, here with a retro podcast again with my good friend Jordan. Buckle up. All right. Welcome back to the NBZ Podcast. This is episode 6, going strong. And I'm here again, late night at Buckley's, with another close friend. I'm here with my Friday coworker, Jordan Zarians.
Hello.
Welcome to the NBZ Podcast, Jordan.
How long have we been working Fridays together?
Oh man, who had Fridays before us? I don't even know.
I mean, you know.
I do. I honestly don't even remember.
Katie.
Oh.
But I don't remember if you got it straight away.
No, I had it before. Oh, when she got let go or just disbarred from bartending.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was. I don't remember there being a conversation like it is today, where it's who's gonna fill that spot? Who should fill that spot? Yeah. Oh, well, Nick.
Because I had Thursdays with Katie, and then.
Yeah.
And then Fridays were that was Jordan Katie show.
Yeah. Well, it used to be the girls show.
Yeah.
It used to be girls run the world on weekends.
It was. That's when Anne Marie was here and back in the day. Yeah.
But I think it's been 4 years?
It's been a while, a long time.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been a really long time. I never thought about that.
I know. I don't. That's the hardest part, because I'm I don't want to give up my Fridays. I don't want to. And Pete the other day was you're telling me you're complaining about the schedule, but you make the schedule. I'm I know. It's this vortex of do you do it? Do you not? I don't know.
Do whatever you want. It's your schedule. All right. So I'm just going to dissect a little bit of Jordan here. Same way I've been doing the last couple podcasts, just talk to people. Just, we're going to be comfortable. We're here. We're kind of decompressing after a shift, chilling. And so Jordan, tell me when and where were you born?
So I was born at Swedish Hospital in Seattle. I am a Seattleite, born, raised, true to the Pacific Northwest. I grew up on the east side, actually, for several years with my mom.
What's the east side? Where's that?
We were in Bellevue. It's so crazy, growing up in Seattle in different parts and going back to exactly where I grew up. For anyone, I feel
it's not the same.
It's just not the same.
Yeah.
You were so small, everything was so big, and now you're older and you know things,
right.
and it's this is where I grew up.
Your perspective is
bad.
different.
Yeah, your total different perspective. But we were in Bellevue area, and I actually have really fond memories of growing up when I was younger with my mom. She was a single mom. We grew up.
Even when you were little?
Yeah, she raised me until she started dating Simon, and then they got married when I was 5. So, I would say maybe until I was 4, I have really strong memories of just being with her and being in the apartment and, her taking me to bed and, waking me up and me, running away from the house, but not knowing that I'm running away. Well, not
home.
In the sense that I'm on my bicycle, I'm having fun. Where are you? I'm on my own little adventure, and then this crazy woman. Oh, that's mom. Coming towards me. Where have you been? Where have you been? Or I hid in my crib. She kept my crib, but it was just filled with toys. Yeah. And I buried myself at the bottom thinking that I'm playing hide and seek with you. And I'm I can see you, my face isn't hidden, but I just look like a toy. And she's trying to figure out where I am. And I'm
That's
Mom,
funny.
I'm in the crib. But stupid stuff like that. But we lived in Bellevue for a little bit.
So wait, hold on. Pause. We need to draw a picture more of this time where you're playing hide and seek. Do you have sisters at that point? Or is
no.
is it you by yourself? You're
the
oldest?
Yeah. So my mom had me out of wedlock. Fine. But I didn't grow up with my birth dad at all. I didn't meet him until I was 12. So my mom raised me, worked at Harborview, where she met my actual birth dad, and then married Simon, my stepdad. They got married when I was 5 and had Taylor, my stepsister, who I grew up with. But David also had 2 other daughters with a woman named Sarah. Hasn't been married, but those were, I guess you would say, because he has 3 daughters, my mom and Sarah would be his strongest relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, having children with someone, I think, kind of bonds you forever, for life. Oh my God. So I grew up with Taylor, and it was the 4 of us, my mom, Taylor, me, and Simon. And after growing up on the east side, my dad, Simon, actually was gifted a condo. He had moved to the States when he was younger, and I think from Iran.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Moved to California with his mom and his younger brother. And at some point, Seattle was kind of just on the map, so they moved up here. When he moved up here, I feel like in a comparison, the relationships that we have at Buckley's, like the bonds that we've created, is what he had at Harborview. He worked in the warehouse and met a lot of great guys. But
what did your mom do at Harborview?
So she worked in purchasing, and my dad worked in, Simon worked in the warehouse for a while, and his interest was really in computers. So I remember him when we were younger, he would read like books that were probably 4 inches high, like of just like code, computer jargon.
Wow.
Like, and he would, I would remember specifically one time watching him finish it, like, you know, like days are going by and I'm like, okay, you're close. He got done with the book, sitting like in front of his computer, like sat there, closed it, and started it again. Like
same book.
Same book. He was like so dedicated to learning this craft, which I really give him a lot of credit for.
What did he end up doing with it?
He then went from warehouse to IT, like tech, and now runs a very large portion of like nursing support and computer support, I think, at Harborview. I mean,
Okay, cool.
But that's where he's at there.
I noticed when you refer to Simon as dad.
I know. So
it's
yeah,
like, so
it's
when you
hard.
say birth dad, like I don't understand that birth dad is.
So my birth dad and my mom never got married.
Right.
And then Simon and my mom have been divorced, and that was pretty, like,
tumultuous.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a lot. So I say dad, and I catch myself because it's just hard to figure out how to refer to him right now. I mean, at the bottom of my heart, I hope that one day we can rekindle some kind of relationship, because I feel like that I've watched it take out so much from loved ones, family, friends. It's putting that much negative energy in it, but there are things that need to be talked about and said and addressed. And at some point, I just don't think I'm the one that needs to address it, but we'll see what happens there. So my mom met Simon at Harborview. He still works there. She's moved back on. I feel like I'm getting off topic.
No, we're talking about your childhood.
So they were married when I was 5. I grew up with Taylor. We definitely butted heads a lot.
You and your sister?
Yeah, we were not.
So you were the older?
I was older.
How
we
old?
had 6 years apart from us. So I'm 29. Ooh. She's 23.
It's a lot of distance.
It's a difference.
She's 1 and you're 7.
Yeah. And I was always in charge. So
you're 6 years older. You're huge compared to
well,
her.
I mean, like I was an itty bitty, like skinny mini.
It doesn't matter. Like
but yes, I've got
she's 2
power.
and you're 8.
I've got power. I might have strength over her, but I had power. I was always babysitting, so it was like, she had to listen to me. We fought a lot, which I hate. Like looking back, I'm like, we fought about stupid stuff, but it was like, sister stuff.
Yeah.
So thankfully, as life has transitioned and transformed to today, we have been able to kind of rekindle. The divorce really took a toll on all four of us. It was not pretty. I think in the end, everyone is going to be happier, or is now. But those are wounds that take a long time to heal. Yeah. Like it is, if it wasn't, cordial. So.
Right. So we got a picture of the younger years, 0 to 10, I guess, and then what like school, like 10 to school, and then school. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So when we got the condo, that's what I was kind of talking about. So this guy who gifted his condo in his will, he died.
Oh,
like
wow.
I don't know if he knew that he had like terminal illness, but we got a condo that we, walked into thinking, we'll get this, we'll clean it up, done, out in a year. 7 years later, we're still there. Finally had a friend come and live with us to help us remodel. He was a contractor, worked, in building all of his life, fixed it up, sold it, put our money down up north in Snohomish. So grew up in Seattle.
What year is that you're moving from Bellevue?
12, I think, like right when...
Those are like crucial years.
Crucial,
like
because...
seriously crucial years.
From 2nd grade to 5th, I went to Stevens. Then 6th grade...
Wait, 2nd grade to 5th grade?
No, I keep saying we moved in 7th. Yeah,
Second grade, you're not 12.
2nd grade, yeah. So Bellevue is when we moved to Seattle, and then I started 2nd grade in Seattle in the condo, and then I went up to the elementary school. Only went up to 5th grade.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Then, well, I mean, some places elementary is like includes 6th, but went to a different middle school. Went to a middle school for 6th grade, and we moved that year.
In your 6th grade year?
In my 6th grade year. Yeah. And I remember putting up the biggest stink because I'm like, I lost all of my friends from 5th grade.
Yeah, it's tough.
I remember specifically the one girl that was like my arch nemesis. We just did not get along. Was the only person from my class that went to the middle school that I got transferred to. I was so mad. So then I had to make all new friends.
But you're leaving though, right?
But then we moved.
Yeah.
So I made my mom drive me down to Seattle for like 6 months, because we actually would have split the year. I would have gone for 6 months at the middle school and then 6 months. That's it. Because I started 7th grade in Snohomish. But I was like, you're not. We moved from the city. I know nothing else than downtown Seattle, riding the bus, walking to the grocery store, crazy people on the corner, Broadway, Capitol Hill, all of this like rich old Seattle goodness.
Wait, Seattle? Oh, that's where you're going to school in Seattle, but you're living in Bellevue.
But so Bellevue, I know. I'm confusing. Bellevue from younger years until 5.
And then you moved to Seattle.
Then moved to the condo in Seattle.
Thank you.
Capitol Hill.
Clarified. Got it. I'm on board.
Okay.
Then we moved to Snohomish.
Now I moved to Snohomish.
7th grade.
7th grade.
7th grade to
senior year. Graduated in Snohomish. That was amazing. I loved being with that group of people for so long. They had so many more like rich, deep, like,
character.
My mom and your mom were like both pregnant and were like best friends from kindergarten kind of relationships. Cool. Yeah. And like I was heading the Zerians clan. I was like the first of my family.
What the fuck is the Zerians clan?
I'm saying like you meet, you're a darling. Oh, there's 8 of you that have gone to Snohomish High School.
What is a darling?
The last name, a Johnson, a Smith, like the Darlings.
Darlings sounds like a strip club.
Darlings were...
Don't talk about someone's... Sorry, I'm going to pause you right there and like literally just throwing fucking shade on someone's name right there.
No, they were amazing. They had 8 children, and they were like that was the picture perfect white cookie cutter picket fence house family that like went to church on Sunday and
Okay.
you're a darling. Like you're in the darling family.
Moving on.
So I graduated from Snohomish.
Right.
When I was 18,
Any good high school stories? I'm sure that the people want to hear something. Just give me like two.
Okay,
Give me a couple.
okay. So I was on the dance team. I was the captain of the dance team.
Yeah.
Cheerleaders are dancers that went retarded. Just saying.
All right.
Just saying. So I was a sophomore and had the biggest crush on a senior. And he walked me during second lunch to our off-campus kind of FBLA, like Future Business Leaders of America. I can't even remember the last time I said that.
Okay.
And we were in charge of like a lunch site. So people came, rather than going to the lunchroom, you were able to come and buy
Lunch
snacks off campus, but that was allowed. So we ran it as a business. And
that's cool.
I met him, we're walking after class and I'm a sophomore. I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody really outside of my group or like, so someone that's older.
Yeah.
He's on the basketball team. Like
It's cool.
done. He's
Yeah,
cool.
stud.
I'm walking on campus with a stud. So we're walking down kind of a hill.
You twirling your hair?
And
I
what?
said, are you twirling your hair?
I should be, yes. I actually, that day, I know exactly what I was wearing. I had just bought this Abercrombie outfit. I was wearing like a navy, like striped. It was like shortcut. I had crimped my hair. I was like so on point.
You're feeling good.
I am feeling so good.
Popping it, chest
I am
out.
like, I'm a little bit. And I'm like, whatever.
I'm still an itty bitty titty committee.
Puberty had it like really hit. So we're walking to this building, and a group of senior guys who I can only imagine are like coming back on campus from God knows doing what. I know all of them though, like because they're all
Faces, 'cause
studs.
They're cool. They're studs. Yeah, stud passing
And-
stud with less of.
Less of person stud, sophomore, whatever that thing is. So we're walking. It had just rained, and we're walking down a hill.
Ooh.
I fucking go flat on my ass the entire way down the hill.
Now everybody sees you.
All 5 seniors. All 5 senior guys. I mean, like, I've got like the varsity basketball team standing around me. And what do?
Laugh.
They point
Yes.
and laugh.
Of course.
Oh my God. I'm covered in mud in my new outfit.
Oh,
Like,
fresh Abercrombie threads.
Perm no more. Like there's like head, ass, everything. Like
That's
just
excellent.
Oh, so
man.
bad.
I've been there. I've done something like that before.
So that was pretty bad. And then I think
Were you voted anything in your yearbook?
no, I wasn't that cool.
All right.
I was like on the cusp. I was like, I hung out with the smart kids. I had good grades, but I wasn't like, pushing AP chemistry or
Yeah.
English. I wasn't in a lot of groups. I love dance. I took a lot of dance classes, which got very expensive once my sister wanted to do what I was doing, which was, of course, like,
Yeah. Of
I
course. It's gonna
love
happen.
it,
Yeah.
but you get 8 dance sessions throughout the week, and then by the end of the year you have to do recitals. So then there's like $80 to $100 dance costumes that we're never gonna wear again that you have to buy. I'm like, I know my parents did the best they could do
Right.
to make sure that I was in as many classes and Taylor was in as many classes,
Yeah.
but it was expensive. So by senior year I was just doing dance dance captain, I want to say dance club. Why do I want to say dance club? We were
Whatever, you're
just
fucking
in high
shaking it.
school. High school dance.
All right. Cool.
And so yeah, it was hard towards the end, but the first time the second story, the first time I ever got drunk
In high school.
in high school
All right. Speak about
was my junior year, I was helping I was asked to help a senior in my math class with tutoring. And she said that we were going to go to her house. She was going to drive me.
So senior to senior?
Senior to junior.
You're a junior, she's a junior?
I'm a junior. She's
right.
A senior.
Okay, and you're going to help her with math.
Mm-hmm. So...
Are you that smart? Like, you were like...
I mean, she was... well,
I got it.
You'll understand what... So, we don't go to her house to study. We go to someone's house to get drunk.
Now, did you know, you didn't know this ahead of time? You come with your books.
I had my books. I had like my pencil pouch, like,
Yeah, we're gonna
sharpen.
I'm gonna show you some stuff.
I'm
girl.
like, let's talk about math. Like, that's what you want to talk about. I think I had. So we go to this senior's house.
And what do you think did she drive or you drive or what?
I wasn't driving.
Okay,
I got the free ride. That's what I was like most excited about.
Cool. So
I was I don't have to ride the bus.
Yeah.
A senior wants to hang out with me. I'm gonna help her. We're gonna be like best friends by tomorrow. Like, done.
Right.
Why?
So then you pull up to this other person's. You don't even know where you're going.
No, I have no idea where we're going. But then I'm realizing. She tells me, she's like, we're gonna stop and see my friend really quick. We're fine. Like, she wasn't trying to like pull one over on me. Because I don't know why she would want to bring me if she was going to like get drunk. Like, that part doesn't make sense. So I think it was just kind of like someone texted me, we're going to go say hi to these boys. I don't know if she like really liked one of them.
So there were like how many?
Two more seniors. So I'm like, so then in my head I'm like, oh my God.
This is cool. I'm hanging out.
Yeah, I'm like hanging out. And then like there was like kind of some separation. Like,
what do you mean separation?
One pair of us over here, one pair of us over there. And I'm like, okay, nothing crazy happened, but I just got drunk.
So you were just like drink, like everybody's got there.
I had my first beer, so I was like, what was I going to do? She's like, we're just going to hang out here for a little bit. Like,
So you had never tasted alcohol before that?
Never tasted.
That was your first time?
I feel like in that setting, it's different. Like I've had a sip of wine here at holiday functions or like a drink of beer there. But like, this is my drink in my hand.
I poured you one. This is yours.
A bottle of Bud Light. I think I drank half of it, and I was done. I was.
That's still funny.
Like, so gone. So then we're sitting there, and she's realizing that she's gonna have to drop me off, and she's like, "You should just call your parents and ask them to like stay at my house."
After I have a bottle of Bud Light?
Exactly.
Well,
I have no idea that.
Nah, actually, now that I put this together, I'm
like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I'll just call my mom.
To random chicks.
Totally.
How are you gonna stay over this random girl's house?
No idea. She's like, call my mom. She's like, okay. She gets me on the phone. I'm like, okay, I'll call my mom. I have no idea what I probably sound like on the other line. Like, hi mom, I'm gonna stay with Tiffany tonight. Like,
what?
No, you're not staying with Tiffany. Who the hell is Tiffany?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what? You've never talked about a Tiffany ever.
And you're at this person's house?
So already like red flag as like a parent. Like,
fail. Who
is this person? What were you doing? We're doing math homework. Like, no, you're not doing math homework. So then this is like during the time when construction is going crazy around our development. Like, they're completely, lanes are going to, double in size. Everything's getting paved. More developments are going out. And this one particular road is getting built, but it's not finished.
That she's on?
That she is trying to take me home on rather than doing the like 20 extra minutes out of her route.
Your mom or the girl?
The girl.
So
I'm on the phone with my mom.
Your mom's like,
she's
no,
like, not even happening. Home. Come home right now. She's like, okay, we've got to take her home. She's drunk, driving me. One, I have no idea that's like obviously a bad thing because I'm still drunk. We're in the car and she takes the fast route, what she thinks is going to be the fast route.
Has your mom ever heard this story?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I mean, because, yes. I don't know about this part, but so, yeah, she's definitely not ever heard this part. So we are on the road. It's like, there's piles of construction everywhere. Like, it's dirty, like not painted, but it's paved. We get all the way, like literally a street away from our development, and it's completely gated off.
Oh, you can't
Like,
get
not even.
There's no way.
What does she have me do? She's
it.
like, get out and see if you can open it. As I'm getting out, there was a van that we passed that was sitting like in the shade of an undercover cop who comes up behind her, turns on his lights as I'm standing outside of the car.
Trying to open the gate.
So I run back in the car. I'm peeing my pants at this point with like the half beer in my system. Freaking the fuck out. I don't know if you're going to, like, if I don't know. Beep. We're sitting in the car and she's like, act cool.
I don't know how that cool.
What?
What does that mean?
Oh my god, like handcuffs, I'm in jail. What's like I was just talking to my mom about doing math homework and now I'm like gonna be handcuffed. So he pulls up right behind us, gets out of the car, comes around, she's
cranking it.
She's
Crank
cranking.
window.
We're talking about cranking
80s.
a window. 80s. She's in an old one. Cranking down the window. Hi, officer. How are you doing tonight? Do you ladies know where you are? I mean, I'm making this up. Yeah, we were just trying to go home. Is this road not open? No, that's gated off. You guys are trespassing on private property right now.
What's trespassing?
Oh, my God. So he sits there. He takes her ID. He walks away. She turns to me and she says, that's Bobby Wilson's dad. I know him. We're gonna be fine.
I got this.
I got this.
That's the
Like, if I have
that's
ever
the most
learned,
ice cold shit
like,
you could
if
hear.
I have ever learned something, it was probably in that moment. Like, if you know fucking shit's about to go down, I got this. It's fine. He comes back, gives her her ID. He's like, girls, you need to get home now. I don't want to see your car again. Understand that this is private property. If I see you again here, your parent, like, you're gonna be fucked.
Yo, homie, you got the key to this gate though?
Oh my God. I'm like, at that point, anything else that was gonna happen in the night, I was like fine with. I don't think I'm obviously will have a conversation with my mother after she listens to this. She will tell me yes or no, but I don't think I told them this, only because going, the long way, getting home, getting dropped off, having to walk in the front door way later than
And she thought you were there.
Then I thought I should have been there. Going up to my room, I was going to be fine. I was going to be totally fine.
Uh-oh.
I can't figure out how to work my laptop. Wait for it. Because I can't figure out my instant messenger AOL password or account.
Because you're drunk.
Because I'm drunk. So what do? I go downstairs after everyone's already asleep. Simon's still on the computer, and I ask him to help me with it. And I go back upstairs. Red flag. Just red flags everywhere. There's obviously not been a conversation between my mom and him of where I am or what's going on. Now it's both of them have red flags.
How do you not know your password?
Something it wasn't working. The internet, something was.
Two people can be online at the same time.
Did not work.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, he's reading 4-inch books.
I know, but if he's online, then whatever. Anyway.
No. We had a computer room. There was 4 computers. We all had our own computer. It was stupid.
Studio over there.
Yes. So I go upstairs and I'm in my bedroom and my mom walks in and she sits on my bed and she doesn't say a word.
You know
for
you're in trouble.
What now, obviously, I can tell you feels like,
an eternity.
The longest moment of my entire life. And she finally just, are you drunk? Because I'm I don't know if I think I was already on my bed, on the laptop. And she came and sat right next to me on my twin bed. And it was I'm do you talk or do I talk? Who's going to talk first? What's going to happen? Are you drunk? I'm no.
Duh, ma.
No, I'm not drunk. What? Who's drunk? Are you drunk?
What is drunk?
What is drunk? So then Simon walks in. Yeah, you're drunk. You just tried to come downstairs. I don't know. You could have almost gotten away with that if you didn't try and talk to me.
That is hilarious.
So that was pretty good. I don't remember getting in too much trouble. I probably could have if she knew what she's going to know about the story of almost getting arrested.
Nah, word.
But yeah, it was.
I remember my first sip of alcohol too. I was watching.
Like your first sip?
First sip. I was watching, it was a Sunday, and it was so my parents are super religious, and my mother was born like Baptist, and she would go to church all the time no matter what. Like, and then my dad he was from Jamaica, and he I was younger, and he hadn't gone to church yet. He hadn't gotten involved in the whole church thing. So he would spend Sundays at home watching football, hanging out, sometimes drinking beer. I would come home from church with my mother, sit down, kind of get my comfy clothes before my mother would cook dinner, or maybe I think she was gone, or maybe she was home. I'm not sure. I think because my mother would come home from church and then cook dinner, and then we'd eat like a Sunday meal, like it was like a big thing. And meatloaf,
God's Day.
It's good. God's Day. Back in the day, yeah.
Give me that food.
Yeah. Anyway, so we were sitting down watching the Cowboys game, and because my dad was a Cowboys fan, I don't know why
He's still a Cowboys fan?
Not now. He doesn't watch football anymore. But he was a Cowboys fan.
That's
because
so
he was a
funny.
Cowboy fan, I became a Giants fan.
Just cause.
Fuck the Cowboys.
What instantly made you want to root against them?
Because my dad was a fucking Cowboy. Fuck the Cowboys.
But why? I mean, like, how old are you when you're comprehending that you fuck the Cowboys?
I don't know. I don't understand why, but I like.
Why wasn't he a Jets fan?
I don't know, man.
Wait, you're in Connecticut now.
It's Jets and Mets for the blue collar, and then the white collar was Giants and Yankees. And I don't understand how, but I know that there was a moment where I knew that he was a Cowboys fan. And
they're in the same
the same division.
That's okay.
And I was like, nah, I'm not.
Were they playing the Giants? Maybe.
No,
like,
they were. I don't think they were playing the Giants. But anyway, so he gave me a sip of his Budweiser, 12-ounce can, and I was like, he's like, you want a sip of beer? And I'm like, sure. I think I'm like fucking 8 years old. Or
Oh
something,
my
like,
god.
young,
Okay,
like,
that
seriously.
makes more sense. I'm like,
and then I take a sip,
are
and I'm
you
like,
in
this
college?
is fucking gross. Like, obviously that's not my words, but could you imagine if I said that to my dad? This is fucking gross, Dad.
Bud Light 12-ounce can.
No, Budweiser, Bud Heavy.
Budweiser.
It was anyway.
Get yourself an aluminum.
Yeah, they didn't have aluminum. It was an aluminum can. But anyway,
I don't remember like the first time I actually blacked out. Like I can't remember like the next time I drank. Like I remember the first big like party train,
high school party.
Like you meet up in the parking lot at the
Right.
elementary school, or you're meeting up over here. And I remember several times being like it was the dorky person came to the party, so you knew it wasn't going to be that fun. I got that at least 3 times.
so you realize
Looking back now,
you're at like a B-list
where
party.
it's like, yes, well, no, or I'm just tagging along and I'm like making the party not cool.
Oh,
Like-
you're the fucking dorky
like
person.
I'm the dorky person. Like someone's like, oh, Jordan's here. Oh, hey, I
Fuck.
didn't, you party. Like, what, where are we going? Like, what party are we going to the right party? Like, yeah, I'm here. Like,
That's funny.
I'm like, it was horrible.
That's hilarious.
And then I remember, like, on one of the last senior parties, or like it was like senior skip day, I almost hooked up with, hooked up's a very, very PG hooked up with, like, maybe made out with.
We got it.
Maybe made out with, like, one of the popular kids. And I remember all of the girls were just, like,
Evil eye.
mugging me. Like, God, I'm like, am I really not supposed to be here? Like, it's so bad. I mean, it's still like that. I mean,
Girls are
just
bitches. Huh?
take Snohomish High School, put it in Buckley's, and you have Friday, Saturday nights.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. High school.
That's enough childhood,
That's
yeah.
enough childhood.
High school's done.
When did we meet?
I met you,
When is your first recollection of Nick?
well, Wednesday nights, back private dining room with some juice.
Weird juice I was pushing at
You
that
were
time.
so into it, though.
Yo, okay, let's. So the
Are you
juice-
still in contact with that, like,
Yeah.
brunette, curly hair? Was she, like...
Oh god, I used to date her too.
You did?
She was weird. She was really weird. It was a weird time in my life. all good. It was called Univera, and it was like a
Univera.
nutraceutical like juice. And
Is it still around?
I don't even know. Yeah, I think they actually have an office like literally a couple blocks down the road from here.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but honestly, to tell you the truth,
Because you didn't meet every Wednesday. It was like every other.
yeah, I wanted to like be the Seattle hub of distribution for
Yeah.
this stuff, and I don't know.
I just remember the meetings like dwindling. It was
Yeah,
like
it was just hard to get people on board to like be like,
Yeah.
oh, this is good stuff.
juice.
It was good. It
It
was.
was.
Good
I remember
product.
trying it.
And it made me feel good. It was good for you. It was like just blended up, high nutrient
Yeah.
stuff. But
I
anyway,
don't remember like our first shift though. Did you only work over here, or did you pick up Queen Anne?
I
Like
I
you
remember
obviously
when I-
got the in
when
when.
I so
when-
let's run back to that
Okay.
time. I was like off. I got let go of Budweiser, and I was kind of in a whimsical
Wait, you
zone.
got let go? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got like fired, like managed
Was it
out. I
because
guess.
you were using all the corporate card?
Yeah, I fucking beat the shit out of that corporate.
I
card.
know. I heard that on these podcasts.
Abused it. And
All
then
those single lady.
yo, it was so nice. It's anyway. But
So you got let go.
so I got let go because I got let go literally. I was literally at that point in my life, I was going through a huge transition. I was doing yoga every day, and like if you want to dig deep in my brain, did not feel fulfilled by what I was doing on a daily basis. So the 80-20 rule of I was just doing 20% of the work to get 80% of the results. So I would very efficient at getting the right people done things and done. So I looked like I was doing a lot of work, but I wasn't really doing anything. And I was just feeling like just so crappy about what I was doing. And I was like, ugh, this is just, it's not for me. Career wise, because I was going through a big transition, like this
Yeah.
transition of yoga and like the things that I had done in my past in college. I was such a jerk to women in college. I was kind of a jock, and I was kind of like, I thought I was hot shit. I really wasn't. And I had treated some people poorly in my life, like previously. And because of my yoga and every day, this stuff kept coming up on a daily basis for me when I was
That's what I
practicing.
remember you saying.
Yeah, but
to people before
I had to take care of it. I had to like clear
you
it.
had to deal with it.
So I literally took a plane trip back home and said, "Hey, ex-girlfriend, can I meet with you? Can I sit down and have lunch with you? Like, I haven't heard from you in a long time. Why?" And I sat down and I'm like, "Hey, listen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the way I treated you. I'm sorry for what I did. I'm sorry for this moment, that moment, this moment. And I want you to just know that I care for you. I think you're important, yada, yada." All these, like, just genuine things that I wanted to just karmically clear from
of course.
and all this stuff. And I was like, and at
Did
the
you make
same
her cry?
No, nobody cried. People were like, "This is weird," but I thank you. I accept her apology. And relationships didn't like just flourish from that
Yeah,
point. But they were
obviously,
like
but-
cool. Like we're cool now. They didn't hate me before, and they didn't hate me after.
Yeah.
But it was like I just needed to get that off my chest. That I know that I didn't give you what you needed in that moment because I was being selfish.
Yeah.
Totally. So, and then at the same time, I'm like,
That does a lot.
I'm selling beer. Like, what am I doing? Like what? And I had
Good old Anheuser-Busch.
I had the coolest job though. I would be able to go to any Seahawks game, any Mariners game, any Sounders game. I met Dale Earnhardt. I've been like the craziest places where I don't belong, and I'm like, it was an awesome job. Sundance. Look,
If we talk about relationships, that might
Sundance
be,
is next on the
I
list.
know that might be another.
We don't have to go to relationships.
I don't.
We don't. We're not gonna. I'm not gonna
There's
dig.
so much I could say, but I don't want to.
If you want to talk, we can go there. Let's okay, so anyway, I come in but let's wrap up this one section and then we're going to talk about Sundance and then we're going to take a break.
Sundance.
Okay, so we
Start
meet
talking. I want to like buy a plane ticket right now.
we meet here because I'm coming into Buckley's. I'm calling on Buckley's. So I'm just coming
Wait,
in.
you wanted us to sell it? I'm totally interrupting.
Yeah, I totally wanted you. Pete was on it. Pete actually signed up. Pete
Signed up as a bar to sell it?
No. Pete signed up as just a user, like a member to like, I want to get monthly shipments of this stuff and drink it.
That would be so funny if he still did it.
No, he didn't. He it was like 2-3 months and he was like, "Why is this stuff still coming to my house? Cancel this shit." So it was done. But and it's funny. I remember selling him on it, and I was like, I didn't know that he had just got done drinking and he was kind of getting healthy.
Oh my God.
And I was at the bar
We should talk
and I
about that.
remember exactly the time when I asked him to do it and he said no. And then I was looking I guess I was looking super solemn and it's like almost like looking frowny in my
said
beer.
that?
No, he didn't say it. I knew what I was looking like and he came over and was like, yeah, I'll take some. I'm like, oh shit. And my face like perked up and I'm like, oh wow, Pete, yeah, great. And I signed him up and I was like, oh cool, that's pretty cool, but it didn't pan out. But anyway, so when we meet here, I'm coming into Buckley's to sell Buckley's on like certain items. I'm giving him tickets. I'm taking them out. I'm there.
Like
I'm
you
there.
used to be our actual rep.
I was your
That I
actual
don't
Anheuser-Busch
remember.
rep. I was your.
Maybe I just didn't work Thursdays then. 'Cause that's usually
I would come
the
in
day.
whenever, but I would.
Yeah.
I was focused on getting to Pete or Harrison.
Yeah.
And getting them a jacket or getting them something. Or like, yeah, Harrison. Anyway, and then I would so eventually I get let go from Anheuser-Busch, and then I'm kind of in this limbo. I'm on unemployment. I don't know what I'm doing. Buckley's is right next to my house. I've never served in my life, and I come in. I'm saying like, do you guys have openings? Like
Who did you talk to?
I think I talked to H. And H was like, yeah, I think we have an opening because James was leaving at the time.
James is about to come
James
home.
Lehman.
Shout out to James Lehman.
Yeah.
He's about to be in Seattle in probably, 2 weeks now? He's like, hey, I was talking to Anne-Marie, and she was like, you know what would be so funny is if I just picked up a serving shift. And I'm like, James,
Really?
I love you.
No.
Maybe. Maybe you should just come in and say hi. Get that Guinness.
So I got them. I picked up his weekend, and I kind of did like a lot of just because the weekend shifts are not great in the summertime.
No, they're horrible.
So I did the dirty work for the summer. And
I mean, but why? What I love about this job, not to interrupt, is that no one walks in on a red carpet.
nah.
If you think that you deserve to have 5 of the best bar shifts, this is not the place for you. That attitude,
Go
that
somewhere
work
else.
ethic, like that mindset is like so toxic to this atmosphere. And like I just put a post because we need more help. And I'm like, specifically, and got so many, like a few comments that were like, I've already put in my time. I'm ready to, work. And I'm like, it's not that I'm saying we don't need bartenders. I'm saying I don't have shifts for you.
Right.
Like, I know the money that you guys have made, and you're not going to make it here because what I'm going to be signing you up for is not money shifts. But if you work hard and you showcase that your talent and your like mindset and work ethic is all there, you
fast
will
track.
flourish to the top. So,
That's what happened. So I literally worked my ass off. I figured it out.
as you did.
I worked my ass off for the summer, and then I said, so being on those shifts in the summer, I got the shifts in the winter when the football came, and then mid football, I kind of figured it out. I'm like, I'm not going to get another job. I was like, I literally, because unemployment was kind of running out, and I needed money, and I was like, all right, cool,
Yeah.
I'm doing this. I got money, and things are kind of working out. And then I'm like, I want to be a bartender. That's where the money is. I want to be a bartender. And I was
Did you only work at Belltown?
yeah, in that time, I think I only did. I was
God.
picking. I was a
How
pickup.
do I not
'Cause I was
remember that?
pickup.
Like, I feel like that we would both be.
Nah.
Oh, you would just be pickup.
I was pick up at Queen Anne occasionally, and then I was like, I remember Autumn. Actually, I used to work with Autumn on the weekends, and Autumn was like, "Rah, rah."
Do you? One of my first like memories of training at Queen Anne is during a lunch shift where we had 3 servers in the smaller Buckley's, like
half the size,
model.
Well, a third of the size,
like a third
Two-
of the
two-thirds.
2/3 of the size.
Yeah.
We had 3 servers on lunch splitting that smaller section. A lot,
Yeah.
people
No one
aren't going to
knows.
understand that,
Yeah.
but like, think of
It's not huge.
It's not huge. You have that would be like you would have 4, 5 tables maybe max. You're serving.
Because that's what a
10
normal restaurant does.
I know that's what's so crazy, but I mean that would be what a normal restaurant does when it used to be that fucking crazy during lunch because
They flipped
you would
tables
have
3 times.
there was a wait list for a half an hour for lunch. Like we didn't take reservations because we couldn't hold big tops. Now what's so amazing for Queen Anne is that they can have a 10 top walk in.
Yeah.
We're not happy about it, but you guys can just walk in and you know that there's a section up
Yeah.
top that can serve you. Like it was crazy. And only because you brought up Autumn, who I absolutely love, the women that were on my first shift that like I remember meeting all at the same time, like all rolled in one. And for like those that are like Buckley's regulars now and Buckley's family, like there are moments where you feel like, okay, yeah, no, we all like relish in knowing each other and having memories and having our fun, Sunday family nights. But like, I don't say this being like, oh, I've been here for so long, but the moment or the time when there used to be so many more female dominant, like, I think it's funny. Like, I think it's hilarious when Tavio's like, no, like you're Queen Bey, like you're, you, and I'm like, no, like I laugh like in my head sometimes because I'm like, Autumn, Kelsey, Aaron. If people think like in my like try to harshest Jordan like mean moment, that was like Aaron on a normal day because she had the most badass like not take shit from anyone personality, which I like wanted. Shannon, Katie, I'm missing somebody, but like those five I had sitting at Buckley's at one time. Like I had just gotten off my shift, Aaron was bartending, Kelsey was serving with me, and then Kelsey and Autumn were serving with me. Autumn's sitting at the bar and Katie and Shannon walk in and I meet them for the first time and I'm like,
that's a lot of personality.
Hi, my name's Jordan, it's nice to meet you. And I'm like, not accepted. What's going on? Why are you guys being so mean?
Chump.
Walk back to into the service station in the back of Queen Anne Buckley's, and I look at Kelsey and I'm just like so doll faced, like, why was everyone just so mean? And Kelsey's like, no one's gonna like you. No one likes you right now. Like you're new. But she like said it in like the Kelsey like, stop crying. Stop crying about it and fucking deal with it. Like just like
this is not.
Oh my God, it was so funny. Sorry, I did not try and skip over Sundance because
I'm not skipping over. I'm just saying like dominant women personalities is funny. Like Autumn and I
ain't no more.
Autumn and I like we had Saturday, Sunday mornings together, and it'd be funny. I would like literally, I could tell you how her last night went just without saying a word.
Oh yeah.
Looking at her outfit, seeing how she talked, said hello.
Oh my
that's
God.
it. And I'd be like,
I don't even know how we got away with it. Like it used to be bad. What? I mean, maybe just because it was me. I mean, I know I did some stupid stuff the night before coming to work.
Yeah, trust me. Yeah, I know. All right.
Wait. You know because you did it, or you know because I did it?
I know because I've seen other people do it. I don't do stupid things before I come to work.
Good catch.
I've heard stories for
know.
sure. So I know a lot. I've hearsay a lot. And yeah, whatever. Like life is life. It's all good. Everybody see like, whatever. It's all good.
It's so hard to go from like that and then try and be
normal
or I mean one grow out of
what people know you used to be.
Exactly. I think that's it. Yeah. Because anyone can change, but
you've set a precedent already.
Yeah, it takes a while for someone to not see you in that limelight anymore.
Sloppy little, Yeah, because you have had your moments.
Full disclosure.
Shots fired right there. Okay, that's cool. That's the last time I'll put it out there.
Wow.
That's cool. Sorry, I had to do it.
So we're taking a break, and then I get to come full force.
You can come out. You can come back.
Full force.
Let's hit Sundance real hard once.
Okay.
And then we'll take a break, and then we'll come back. Sundance.
Oh my God.
2000. Shit. I don't even know what year it was. I would say 2014.
Okay, so
like
Zach and Sarah have been gone for 4 years. I'm trying to
2012 then.
because you went with us and then with Zach the year right after.
Yeah.
So I would say 2000. I don't know why I want to
I
say
went with
2011.
Pat the year before.
You went 3 years in a row.
I went with Pat. I remember going with
God,
Pat.
that makes me so mad.
I remember going with Pat. Yes, I went 3 years. It's awesome. But anyway, I went with Ariel and Jordan to Sundance, Park City, Utah. We got a hotel. We went to Tao nightclub. We went snowboarding. Jordan cracked her head open. Like it was an awesome weekend where I was 2 white girls, black man with dreads, walking into a club in Park City, Utah, with sunglasses on, and literally the record stopped when I walked in the bar.
That was the funniest.
It was funny.
thing
People were
ever.
like, because Little John was in the area, so people were looking
He had been sighted.
People were looking for Little John to walk in any bar.
They were looking for dreads.
They were looking for dreads and black dudes. So as soon as I walked in, like literally things got kind of quiet.
2 for 3.
Like, yo, 2 white girls and a black man with dreads.
You just need to like
that. Yo,
Doesn't he have it-
I could see people like nudging their friends, like, and like kind of turning in their chair, and, like looking at the door, and I'm like, why the fuck is everybody looking at me?
Well,
and then I took my glasses off, and I'm like, oh, it ain't him.
That ain't him. Well, one, because we're walking up to the table that has the most beer on it. I mean,
True.
there was like just Stella
there's pictures
from us
of
at
stuff,
any
yeah.
moment.
We had Stella because the trip was sponsored by Stella Artois.
God, and the house that they had, that was
Well, they're talking about the set team we stopped by the set team house, and the set team is like a team that comes out and sets up the event before the
They're
event
children.
happens. They are children. They're like
fucking
fresh
children.
out of college,
I
and they
don't-
get paid nothing, and they get to like.
I would so take a year hiatus right now if I
And
knew
go be a set team person?
If I knew that every event that I went to
Would be dope.
was
You're
completely
talking
taken care of,
Daytona 500,
completely paid for.
everything.
Like I will put like take all like take
Preakness,
take people
like,
that we know right
everything.
now that are like getting out of relationships or about to move rather than like moving or trying to find another job. Like you
Go
just
work.
went on like
They'd be like
you just went black. Like you just blacked out. Like you just like or not blacked out.
Not blacked out. That's
What
kinda
am I
weird.
trying? Not that's not the
Go
word.
dark.
You go dark. Thank you. You just like
yeah, nobody knows where
Facebook
you
on
left. Yeah, everything's on hold. You like
everything,
take a year off, and
you
kinda
just.
well, people like kind of do that. They go hiking.
I
around,
know.
like, Peru or something.
Well, let's
This is
have more fun. Like go to Sundance. Go to NASCAR.
Sundance was dope. Yeah,
it was
a
so
good
much
time.
fun.
It was a good
You
time.
said that they didn't do it the year you went.
Yeah, I think
This-
Tao. No. They did Tao the year Zach and I went. We still did Tao,
but they
but I think
shut it down.
it's kind of like dwindled down. I don't think Tao is.
Do you know
there anymore.
that? So one of our regulars, Donovan. Shout out to Donovan, the Redskins. Actually, his booth. I mean,
are in the Redskins booth.
we're in the Redskins booth. I mean, this
Table
is,
13 is like one of the dopest tables at Buckley's, and this is where we kind of have our post.
one of our regulars.
Sits here on Sundays.
One of our OGs. I mean, we're talking people that
Yeah.
have been here since I've worked here, which has been.
How long have you been here?
I was hired. I sneaked a peek at my hire packet, which is like still in one file. Like I opened the first file cabinet I opened at Queen Anne in the office had a stack of all the people that were hired for Belltown. Like it had like Cynthia and Zach.
I have no clue. Who this
Oh, you never met like tall blonde Cynthia?
No.
Oh my God, she gave me like the rules, like what I needed to live by. She was 32, gorgeous, like natural blonde hair. Yep, 6'3", skinny as could be, and just the sweetest heart you've ever met in your entire life. And she was like, if you're going to work here, you need to do this. And I was like, okay, pen, paper. Where I need to write this down. I'm like, okay, go. She's like, 1, don't get drunk at work.
Failed that one.
Drunk at your work establishment.
Failed again.
2, don't hook up with people that come in to your work.
Double fail.
And 3, don't hook up with your coworkers. I didn't do that for a long time. That was my big thing. That was like the biggest thing of them all. I was like,
you did kind of stay away from that.
I did.
Yeah, that's true.
I never did.
Yeah.
Mitchell was the first person.
All right.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But we're talking about Redskins.
Did you take notes? Did you take?
I
take
did.
a break.
It's
all right.
3. I'm fine.
So we've been into this for 54 minutes. We're taking a break.
Oh, Jesus.
And we'll be back soon with the rest of the story. Thank you for listening. This episode is brought to you by Buckley's in Belltown, a.k.a. Tim Buckley, one of the greatest bosses I've ever had in my life. Shout out to Tim. Love this place. Love Buckley's in Belltown. You've probably heard me say it over and over for these 6 episodes, but if you ever in Seattle and you're not from Seattle, you should come in, get some tacos, get a beer. Either location. I suggest you come to Buckley's in Belltown because it's a little more. If you're looking for a restaurant, go to Buckley's in Queen Anne. If you're looking for a little good time, come to Buckley's in Belltown.
You know what someone said today?
What?
The conversation we were kind of having with Will when he said square footage. I think that's a great way to say it. When you're comparing the two and you are trying to kind of figure out the vibe or what you want to do, you know, people gravitate towards the bar. People have no problem going into a restaurant, an establishment by themselves and just belling up to the bar. Queen Anne's just a little smaller.
Yeah.
You know?
Smaller bar.
It's
more restaurant.
Definitely more restaurant.
Here we have bigger bar, lesser restaurant. So
square footage.
But the place on Sunday night, if you want to, not Sunday nights, Sundays, if you want to watch a game, the best place to be in Seattle during a Seahawks game.
I hate it.
Other than at the stadium is at Buckley's.
Yes. 100%.
For sure. And advertisement. Anyway, so let's get back to Jordan. Now, I wanted this next segment, we're sparking it off here. I want to talk about early Jordan. You know, I'm firing shots again, but I'm going to fire shots for a good reason. Early Jordan, which I call limp neck Jordan, which is blacking out kind of, versus new Jordan, who is now manager Jordan, because Jordan is now a manager at Buckley's, and she's kind of taken the role of. And I want to talk to you about the transition from your early. We kind of hinted at this early, but like your early persona within
not no limits, no holding back. I was just so I think that's actually kind of telling that one of the stories I tell you is the first time I got drunk. So growing up, I think I definitely could have used something to capture my 18 to 21-year-old self. There was nothing that had my interest. There was nothing that I was focused on. There was nothing.
Dance? No?
Dance was good, but unfortunately after it became an expense on my part, it wasn't going to happen because I didn't have I didn't have a way to pay for it. There was, you know, in high school it was like, if you want extra cash, you're going to get a job. Okay, I've got a job. I was able to receive the, like, you know, kind of the family car, so I had a vehicle. I paid for my phone. I paid for a lot of my own things, which was totally fine. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed kind of establishing my own independence, but within that, it came with like not having or not wanting to listen to like that outside noise, mostly my parents, but I still obviously, you know, cared about what they thought and what they had to say, but like they weren't in control of my independence. And unfortunately, within that independence, I thought being social and going out and drinking was a big part of that. And so while that was happening, there was no other like, focus on the future. What's going to happen? What are you doing? Are you going to school? Is school a priority? Unfortunately, when I was like in high school, this is a sad, but probably more telling if like I was sitting in front of a therapist, they'd probably be able to dissect this a little better. I wanted to go to UW. Like, I think only because I had so many fond memories of my childhood growing up in Seattle. I loved Snohomish. I loved growing up in one place for that long of time and growing so many friends. And I really did love the country and just the place. It was amazing. Mm-hmm. But true city girl, I wanted to move back to Seattle. I wanted to be in the mix. I wanted to be down here. And in doing so, going to UW would have fixed that problem. So I applied to UW. That was the only college I applied for. They don't tell you to do that. You need to have backups, or obviously even just apply for community college so that you have a fallback. I didn't have a fallback. I was that little girl putting all of her eggs in one basket and hoping that was going to work. And it didn't. And it was a really hard day coming home, walking into the house, coming into the kitchen, seeing my mother's face.
She opened your letter?
She opened my letter. I love you, Mom. I love you so much. That is
not the right way to do that.
But it was hard. It was
so
definitely.
She knew before you.
It was definitely because it was just like you can't not have that on your face. Like you can't. Yeah. Like it was just like, and then it's something my mom and I think because we're just so like, she's raised me. She's like she is the person that I have the closest connection to in any other human being in this entire planet.
Right.
Like she is my person.
Right.
So she can call me and I can be having like an okay day, and by the end of the conversation she can be making me cry on the phone, not because like for a bad thing. It's just like you open up to that person.
Right.
So seeing that look on her face, like it wasn't just like you didn't get into the college that you wanted to. It was like, this is my mom looking at me. Like, not that I thought that she was disappointed. Yeah. I just knew that all of that wrapped up in one, she was like wanting to really hold me and protect me. And I was so like, I didn't do it. Like it didn't happen. It was like, it was a really hard moment. 'Cause then, I go to bed, I wake up, I go to school, do the same thing I do every day, but everyone's got their sweatshirts on and they're like confirming and they're doing like, and it was just like, holy shit, I'm not going to college. Yeah. But like, that's not the mindset that I should have had. It's like, I'm not going to UW. I can go to college.
Right.
But that wasn't wired. And in that same, it wasn't wired because I was like, I didn't not get into college because I'm not going to UW. Like that was it.
So so you have this mindset that it's UW or nothing. So now what happens after you that bus?
I do. Obviously, she is my cheerleader. They were, if you want to go to college, we're going to help you. Like, let's do this. And we both were paying, and I took some classes at a community college, Cascadia, which is connected with the UW Bothell campus. Mm-hmm. And I loved, great campus, very, like, it was new when I was going. But I just wasn't committed. Like it wasn't, I wanted to be a teacher for the longest time since I was super little. You can look at like my 3rd grade project books that like say like, what are you going to be when you grow up? I wanted to be a teacher just because I love kids. I love being around them. But I wasn't committed. I wasn't committed at all. So it just wasn't the focus. The focus was being social and going out and enjoying having my independence and moving back down to Seattle and just going out and having a good time. And that was it. Like it was that's a very, that's a lot of things rolled up in one sentence, but
it's true though.
It's just kind of like, there's a lot of bumps and bruises along the ways, and coming to conclusions of like what I should be doing, but unfortunately some things weren't feasible. Like I did not want to get myself in debt by taking out student loans and going to school when I did not know what I wanted to do.
Right.
And then a year goes by, then 2 years go by, then 4 years goes by, then 5 years go by, then I'm working at Buckley's, and then this is great money, and it's the
one bad thing about this place. It's too much money.
We have an amazing thing, but I don't know who told me this, but if I can, vocalize it, was you're on a graph, and you and all of your friends, everyone, all of my girlfriends. I think did I tell you this? Yeah,
I've heard this.
So you and your girlfriends, everyone out of college, or at high school, you're all going up. Like you're not going back. You finished high school. You got your diploma. You've got
income
jobs,
is going up. You're making more money.
You're making more money. You're going to college. You're doing things. Life is moving up.
Yep.
At some point, people plateau.
Yep. Your graph stops, and other people's graph keep going.
And they are rising through the clouds, out of sight.
Yeah. And you're playing.
And you're
in a
just sitting here.
You're in a Cessna whose ceiling is 14,000 feet, and then they're in Boeing. They're in jets, and they're at 30,000 feet.
What's the next one? Is it like the Dreamliner? What's after the Dreamliner? That's what they are building right now.
SR-71. They're like it's low space.
They're gravity. Gravity doesn't exist with them.
You know what?
But
let's
what they don't have, and what is.
I hope you're gonna.
I am me. I am not them.
Yeah.
I have learned so much. I have gained so much. I have found so much. I have found the human component. I found the person.
Oh, yeah.
I've found
a person that you.
A person.
Simpatico.
That is yin and yang.
Yeah, you guessed
my
it.
Other.
Right.
Like I can't even explain to my 18-year-old self that would even be possible. That he even is out there.
He's a very unlikely candidate as far as the timeline and places and whatnot exists. But I will say this right now about that one thing that we talked about plateauing and people and money and all that stuff. It's happiness. It all comes down to
there's
happiness.
More than one plateau. Because
people who are happy, who make $200,000 a year and have a house and have $1 million, like a lot of people are not happy, and I see them come into the bar every day and they talk to me and they tell me about it, and I'm like, I have no worries. I'm recently married. I love my wife. We have I've made a great life for myself.
Made a home. You've made it like
I have something that I'm building that I'm happy with, and it may not look like on the surface like, yo, he's just a bartender, but I don't have the stresses of like some reports or making someone happy or like getting to the next level or director or the CEO. Like I don't.
But none of
that.
That 20-year-old Jordan was like, that's what's important.
Yeah, I need to be on the climbing the ladder.
That is what's defining me
corporate
right
ladder
now.
Sucks.
I didn't even understand what the corporate ladder was. I just knew that I wasn't climbing. Like it was like I was, and I had some really. I told you I was like on the bubble of like the smart people.
Sorry, hold on. I just choked on my drink because holy shit. Because when you said you weren't climbing, the vision in my head were you climbing up from being on the ground.
God,
sorry.
Mom, I'm sorry if you're listening to this right now. I can't even.
Sorry, that made me choke really hard. All right.
You want to take another break?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. Great.
All right, sorry about that. Not climbing. Okay, I'm back. Keep going.
Compose. Composure. No, it's just... I don't know. I don't know where you want to go from
All right,
that.
we're good. We'll move on. So you were Buckley's Jordan, and now you're Buckley's manager, Jordan.
Thank you, yes.
And
If anyone can remember that.
yeah, I know. Like, so I've seen this transition, and one thing I do a lot is observe, and I know that you've moved into this new persona, and it is hard for other coworkers to see you. I think it's happening. Like, people are respecting you and understanding that this is a new person. Like, this is your role. Either you respect it or get out of the way. But you're owning it. I'd say, like, because with your engagement and the things that, like, you're becoming adult Jay-Z, which is like a new thing that you're kind of like feeling it. We hinted at Mitchell. Let's dive into the Mitchell situation. Let's just quickly.
I know, sorry.
Surmise. No, it's fine. Well, I don't care if this thing goes 3 hours. Who cares? But we're talking about you and the coworker Mitchell, who've in parallel existed in this space for
so long.
Probably 4 or 5 years before you realized that.
I mean, we were in this booth. Like, the story that I've talked about, I don't know if, like, you remember. I don't think you have. Okay, so.
Hit it.
So, kind of going back to when I had an older coworker telling me my 1, 2, 3 is like what I shouldn't do.
Not the tall blonde chick?
Tall blonde chick, yes. When she told me, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this.
Which you didn't listen to any of them.
Yes, I did 2 out of 3.
Did none of them. Until you.
Then.
Okay.
Until Mitchell. I'm serious.
Okay.
I did not hook up with, I never wanted to shit where I ate. Or shit where I worked, I guess.
No, that's right. You said it right first time.
Okay. The only 2 guys that were close to my age when I started were Zach and Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the orientation when we walked in here right after everything was built. And I was like, I hadn't worked with them a lot because we, all kind of just had our normal weekly schedule that didn't change. And after she told me that, and it was early on, there was a customer that was trying to hit on her, like just a normal, I could put a few names to the face now to just give examples, but he had been there the night before. I had worked. I did a clopen. I worked like a Friday night to Saturday morning. Mm-hmm. He walks in and tries to hit on Cynthia.
Again in the morning?
He wasn't there the night before.
Oh.
She wasn't there the night before, but I was, and he was wearing the same outfit, and I called his shit out. He's like sitting at the host stand, just trying to spit game and failing. And I'm like, I look at him and I'm like, what's your name again? He's like, so-and-so. I'm like, so-and-so, are you wearing the same outfit that you wore last night? And he like has no idea how to respond. I was like, did you sleep over at someone's house? I was like, are you like the walk of shame right now at Buckley's?
Whoa, that's bold right there.
I was, because he needed to be called out.
Wow.
And he's looking at, Cynthia. He's trying to hit on her. She's like laughing, kind of like smirking at me because she's got the best heart ever. So she's not like pointing and laughing. And he's like, I'm going to go eat my breakfast now because I just, can't. I'm going to go. But she just gave me the best advice. So Mitchell was just always a true friend. Someone, I didn't grow up with brothers. I don't have a brother. I don't have a full-blooded sibling, like someone that you just like have that bond with. Some people do, some people don't. But I because I don't have it, it's like this, this reaching for something that I can't. And Mitchell, true story, was a serious monogamous. He had I only knew him before I knew that I loved him in being in relationships. He since working at Buckley's.
That's confusing. Hold on.
Sorry. Since working at Buckley's.
No, let me explain it. She views him only because he's only seen him in relationships at all. He likes to be in relationships all the time.
All the time.
Therefore, she only knows him being in relationships all the time. All right.
Thank you.
That was confusing the way you said it.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Go on.
And
you just said sorry like a Canadian.
Sorry. I only do it now because it just works. He had just gotten done with a relationship that was a little
tumultuous.
Again, yes. And we were working a Friday night, and he was still serving Friday nights, and he had gotten off and come back, and we were enjoying a drink after.
You were also off? Oh, so after.
We, like, the three of us were sitting in this booth. Like,
really? Me too?
Yeah, it was the first night that he had, I think, gone out, and, like, I think it was, like, one of the first conversations with, like, people that he cared about.
Yeah.
That he was going to have to, like, talk about it. Because it was, like, it had, like, nail in coffin. It had...
Pause. So I don't remember this situation sitting in the booth, in this particular booth. This is where we kind of, like, cool out after work and, like, drink and after. But I do remember getting a phone call from Mitchell. Like, yo, Nick, what are you doing? Come pick me up. I need your help. And I'm literally at home, and I'm like, sure, man. Where am I going? Text me the address, and go there. And I get there, and when I leave my house to go get him, I don't know what's happening. I get there to wherever I'm supposed to be at. He comes out, and he's like, let's load it up. And I'm like, what do we do? Like, we're putting Tupperware in my Jeep. We're putting all of his belongings and leaving them right now. Like, he is leaving the location.
I've never heard that story.
Cause he's like, he needed to get out at this because she was, like, gone for, like, a small window. And he's like, I'm getting all my shit out right now. And I'm out of here right now. And I'm like, holy shit, yo. Yeah. Because I was down with him leaving. I'm all yay rah rah.
That had to have been during the week before our Friday shift then.
Yeah, because that's why I'm probably in the booth. Because like, I'm the one that knew that it was done. And like,
yeah.
So anyway.
So fast forward to Friday.
Fast forward that Friday. We're sitting all here together.
He works. He gets off. He comes back.
And then we're having a drink after work.
He is already lit. Just
he's loose.
Spewing it out. Like, just talk. I'll talk about it. We get the drink. We come back. And you, like Nick does, always checks in with those that he cares about. No, like,
true
just
story.
but when you check in, like, it's a different type of, like, it's like a different type of tone. It's like, I'm Nick. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? What would you guys like tonight? That's a customer. Friend. How you doing? What's up? What's going on?
It's true.
What's happening?
There's a very
it's
direct.
It's very, like, pinpoint. Like, I feel the needles come, like, but in a good way when it's helpful. In other ways, Mitchell was like, if you ask me one more question, I'm going to start crying. Like, that's what he said as he's walking in the side door. So that's like that was like the base. I remember this so vividly, which is so crazy.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Because
this is like the moment. So we get drinks. We come over here. We're sitting down. You're sitting there
after we've closed everything.
Closed up on a Friday, normal Friday.
We all come to the booth.
Buckley's drama is being talked about. It's happening. It's coming. Mitchell is here. He just wants to hang out. We sit down with a drink. You're there. He's here. And I'm sitting right where I am. Mitchell's like across from me. Nick's across from me. I'm on this side. And he just starts spewing. He's just talking. He's just talking. But he's talking, and I'm like making mental notes of like, do this or do that, or I shouldn't do that, or I should do this, or don't do that.
Why are you making notes?
And I'm making notes, and I'm like, don't get inside my head, okay? Just back up 1 second. I'm like,
intruder alert! Intruder alert!
I'm like,
what are you doing here?
I'm like, why am I what am I doing right? I'm like, holy shit! I like Mitchell.
So you just realized.
I realized it
at that
literally
moment.
sitting where I am right now that I liked Mitch. I had a crush on Mitchell, and then it was like I can't even explain it. It's like the movie. That movie Robin Williams is in, where dreams come true, like where he's like literally in a dream and he can like walk through like something else. Like that's where I feel like my moment at Buckley's completely changed.
Really?
Because I had like a purpose. Like I felt one, comfortable. Down the road, I mean, like that kind of settled in. Like there was like, oh my gosh, this window, like this person, like that can't happen, but it's going to.
It's highly unlikely.
Very, very highly unlikely. Only because there were so many things that I did to myself. It wasn't because Mitchell, the person, was someone that, oh my God, I don't want to like. It was any boy at Buckley's after Cynthia told me that was not going to be on my radar.
Why is it the only rule you listen to?
I don't know. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. I tried for a while. I tried for, there was like names I could drop that like were definite, like, what the fuck were you thinking? Like, that makes sense that didn't work out. Duh. But after all those, like, you know, fired, like, no, I was like, okay, I have to hold on to this one rule, like this. And then watching it happen. How many relationships have we worked with?
Too many.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
Oh, this is where I can take a stab. Nick.
Go ahead, stab away.
Yeah. How many relationships have we worked with, Nick?
Me? Are you talking about me?
Oh, yeah.
I got my girlfriend hired here.
Just the one?
Actually, 2 girlfriends.
There we go. Thank you.
Whoa.
Boom, boom, boom.
Fine. And I'm pretty sure that both were excellent workers.
Both of them cried on the job.
Not because of me.
I mean...
Really?
No. Maybe. Oh, well, okay.
Don't name any names.
Yeah, stop. I just needed a dig. I got one. That's all I wanted.
All right, fine.
Okay, so
Moving
Mitchell,
on.
The love of my life. The man I am going to spend every moment
I'll
with.
tell you this. You guys do, and I didn't, when you started doing it, I was like, what the fuck, really? And he was so happy. He felt like he won the lottery. And then when I didn't understand it until I saw it in action.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy fuck, this works out way too well. This is weird. Okay. He plays the role that she needs for sure. It's literally like yin and yang.
Yeah.
And when he backs off, when she backs off, he kicks in. So it's like literally like, okay, you're gonna take care of me tonight. Well, tonight you're gonna take care of me.
Yeah.
It's like, and you both fulfill each other's kind of like space. It's a very it works. It's beautiful.
I think like in all of because most of my dating experiences have happened. I mean, they have happened at Buckley's. It was the craziest thing. Like, I think that's what I was trying to get to, is like, once I knew that was kind of like the shift, like that was what was happening, that Mitchell was in the picture, like the picture was a very strong understanding of what I was doing in my past. And
pause. I don't know what that means.
With past relationships, like who I was trying to be in past relationships,
is not,
and what I couldn't even try and like fake
with him
because he has known me for so long. He's seen me as a coworker, a friend. He's we won't get into those stories.
Cards are down. You've seen it all.
He's seen it all.
Yeah.
So there is no stone unturned. There's no like night that has been unseen. There's no lie that has been told. Like, you know who I am.
Right.
So rather than like starting on date one of like the pleasant hi, how are you doing? Where did you go to high
Yeah.
school? Like everything we've just talked
It's just
about
fast
for the
forward.
past two, like,
It's like he got a podcast downloaded in like 3 seconds.
wow,
Like,
you got the first season.
yeah, because you got 3 seasons in because you've seen it all.
You've seen it all. So that, like, that kind of like that relief, like that kind of sigh.
There's
of
like no pressure walking in.
No pressure. And on top of everything, because let's back up a second, my dating life wasn't successful. Having someone who I respected, cared about, considered a friend, coworker, just a human being that I wanted to be around.
Yeah.
For that person to want to be with me,
Yeah.
like actually 100%, like say it to the person standing next to him, see it on his face, like I had never seen that before.
Yeah.
So to have that happen for the first time with someone that I very much respected, because as you guys, if you have been following NBZ's podcast, know that Mitchell is just on air the funniest guy ever, or
Nah,
just
he's good.
he's just a great
He's
guy.
definitely
in
one.
person. He's even better, and I just felt so safe. It was such a safe place to be for the first time with another human being that I cared about.
You know, you're the first girl podcaster I've ever had. Like,
Ooh, am I really?
Yeah, you're the first female host.
That's
I've
why
ever
I'm
had.
rambling.
That's why we're an hour and a half in. 'Cause we're talking
You
about
are so bad.
feelings. No.
Feelings.
I get it. I get
Feelings
it.
are good.
It's cool. I'm just realizing. I'm like, why are we just? Because Mitchell was like an hour. We're like, boom, boom, get it, dang, bang, bang, bang. It's all good. I'm like, we got a lot left on this list, and I'm like,
Do we? Okay.
Okay, next.
Mitchell's amazing. I love him.
Cool.
He's going to be the man. If I could, I would just marry him right.
you're getting so just part of that's not on the, but that comes in this section right here.
Okay.
Let's talk about. Okay, so we talked about this on the Mitchell podcast. Let's talk about it on the Jordan podcast. We went to Seabrook. We had a weekend. She had no clue, and then she got proposed to, and I linked it in the Mitchell podcast. I talked about the
God,
video
you
that we
guys.
did and the reach out from how he proposed.com, which we never did because
I know,
they never
I'm
got she never got me
sorry.
the information. But anyway, it's not the point.
But we're not. We don't even have like
Who
dates.
cared? You could have lied.
Can we do it now? Why couldn't we do it now?
You could do it now.
I think
Like,
we should.
We'll talk about it off air.
We'll do like a
We'll figure it out.
sequence, like a
We'll give them what they need. Anyway,
transition sequence.
so we had a weekend where there was a lot of people involved. Some of the people that we previously mentioned in this podcast were there, and then family and whatnot. And you can watch the vlog that I did that day. It's probably
so good. Oh my god.
it was just
that
like
was
him
so
setting up and us talking about it. Like, you know, Mitchell can't if you didn't listen to the other podcast, Mitchell came to me and said, "Hey, listen, I want to do this thing. I want you to be involved." And he had an idea, and I'm like, "Okay, listen, just show up with the ring, and I'll figure out the rest." Because I had literally 3 weeks before taped my own proposal.
I cried. We were in a diner. Where the fuck were we going? We were in a diner. God damn it! Where we were going? I think we were going to see Ariel in Yakima, and we exited, and I'm sitting in a diner, and there's like 3 old people, and I'm like, oh my god! That was me yelling, and I'm like, Nick just proposed, and Mitchell's like, oh, he just did it, and I was like, you fucking knew. I was so mad. I was like, I'm sorry, you knew? Sorry.
Nah. Yeah, I proposed, but my proposal was like literally I'm thinking about like 3 things. I'm like, okay, listen. And I'm thinking about these things from a director standpoint. I'm like, okay, let's on the first night, let's pick the
You
nice
should have
restaurant.
hired somebody at the hotel.
Hell no. I had minimal gear, and I was like, okay, listen, I have to get this angle and this angle. She's used to having cameras around when we're on vacation.
Yeah.
'Cause I always film stuff when we're traveling.
That's perfect.
So I had
So
a
it
little
just had to be
little
minimal.
GoPro on the table, and then I had like my bigger, kind of not bigger, my pocket hip camera down on the ground, and I'm like setting that up. As I'm setting it up and trying to get the right angle,
like, what are you doing?
she's looking around. She's like, I don't know what's going on. And the camera on the table is going, and I'm literally in my mind, I'm in director's mode, and I'm like, okay, I got this angle. Sound should be good. Okay, cool.
But that's all you're thinking about.
That's
like
all that's everything I'm thinking about. Nothing. I'm thinking about because everything else is prepared. I have the ring in my pocket, and I'm like,
you're about to propose to your
that's
wife.
That's not what I was thinking. That's not. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, this is gonna be fine, cool. And as soon as I go from like, and she figures it, like, I go from okay, angles are good.
You ain't director
lighting's
no
good.
more.
I'm talent.
You are.
I'm talent. I'm like,
you are the main.
I'm the talent
character.
And now I'm like, holy crap! What are my
You are
lines?
the lead.
What are my lines? All I know is that I have to take this thing out of my pocket and open it, and then say something. And she's gonna hopefully say yes, right? So I go.
Maybe she might.
And I like. You can see the video. It's funny. Hopefully I'll probably link. I don't
link that too.
I'll link
Why
this
have
one
you
too.
Not
I'll link this one too.
That.
So I literally, you can see me like take a deep breath. Like the shoulders lift and then down and like, okay, let's just do this shit. I stand up and I take the shit out of my pocket and I get down on one knee and I open it and she goes. And she pushes her chair back. That was the best moment. And thank God she's still in frame when she pushed that.
Oh my God.
I'm like, oh my God. She's like literally fucking like great. Because like literally that day, we were sitting at the bar and she had made a comment about me not proposing. We were having drinks earlier that day. And she's like,
was this lunch or dinner?
We had got there at let's say
early bird
like
special?
11, 12. And we were having a drink at 2 after we had settled into the hotel.
Okay, so lunch.
At the middle bar and
But, okay.
And we're talking and she made some comment about me having just not a sly comment,
that was earlier, but you were having dinner
that night. So I picked the best restaurant to go to dinner that night, the nicest one. And she she's floored. She does not know it all. And I'm like, fuck yeah. That's not what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking fuck yeah. I was like, I literally pull the ring out and I
are you though? Are you still in director mode? Because
no, I'm in talent mode and I don't know what to say. I'm like, I think I said yeah, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Something like that. That's all I said. But nothing else. Will you marry me? Never came out of my mouth.
You never said will
I never said, will you marry me? She saw the ring. She understood. And she's like, let me hug you. Because
you need help.
I couldn't.
Let me help you.
It's funny. Okay. So having that experience, right? I told Mitchell, I'm like, listen, rehearse your lines. Know exactly what you're going to say.
That's on camera. I was like, did you have no? He's like,
no,
I had no cards.
Know what you're going to say.
You didn't use them.
Because you're going to go blank. You're going to go blank. You don't not know what to say.
Oh my God.
The one thing this guy didn't tell me when he's going to propose. The one thing.
So funny. It's
is
so
that
perfect.
That he's like.
It's so perfect.
Because he's like, I'm going to propose, Nick. You'll be there. It's cool. And the one thing that I didn't know that he was going to do is whip out his phone and play a song that has Wi-Fi streaming on it. So now the wireless mic that I've set up in the stump and on his person are like, I can't hear anything. And I'm like, oh, this is awful.
But it was
it was awful, but it was perfect.
It was perfect.
We heard a few bits and pieces, and then I was kind of like, when I edited, I'm like, okay, we don't need to hear this, and I'm like, whatever. And then
no, that was. I mean, okay, so this is the first time I'm going to say it. It's going to be very public. So I did not. I'm the type of girl that once you put you plant the seed, I'm going to let it grow. So if you give me an idea, I'm going to let that thing manifest until it is taken over my brain. So I'm not going to sit there and be every single trip we go on or something.
Oh, so you knew?
No. I did not know, but
you were always waiting for it to drop at some point?
No, I was not waiting for anything to drop. I was never ready. But when we were in the car and we were traveling, I was told I needed to bring champagne glasses. And I was like, I'll bring champagne glasses, mimosas, weekend. That's fine.
You didn't think
in the back of my head, the seed that is planted that has been there forever, because I know this is the person I'm gonna marry. So it's there, but I'm like, this is his birthday. I'm like needing to wrap all his presents. Numerous people came up to the room and were like,
stop wrapping the fucking presents.
What the fuck are you doing? Like, let's like come downstairs. Like, are you? We're going to start cooking dinner. What are you doing? And then coming downstairs, and then the second we walked up to the arch, like if the arch had lights, I would have started crying. Like the second
the arch was supposed to have lights.
I know. That's what he said. I was like,
couldn't get an extension cord.
If the second I saw the arch, I would have. But I was like, but then I'm thinking in my head, because I'm Jordan, I'm like, I haven't taken a shower. I'm wearing Ugg boots. Like, no, this is not happening right now. He knows better than to like propose to me while I'm wearing this. But the girls, I said it in the video, like that was the cutest thing ever. Like I'm so excited to have like the flower girls, because it's like you have the little bodies and the house behind us.
Oh, what do you? I don't know. We don't know what you're talking about.
So we're walking up to the proposal. Mitchell is just stuttering on his words. He's talking about golf courses and something like he's like
the view.
The view. We're here. It's like in nature. We're walking up to this point that's right on the very end of a strip of houses on the waterfront. Like we are on the Washington coast. Like if you have not seen the link, you're linking both proposals. If you haven't seen the proposal, like it is the Cascades, the waterfront, the lighting, the color, it's perfect. And we're right on the corner, and there's a house though behind us that has like 3 families that there was a lot of people there. 3 families produces like 8 children, and in that there was
4 or 5 little girls.
There was like 4 or 5 little girls, and they were sitting on the rail, and like right as we came by, I caught a glimpse of them, and they were like like
on the ledge?
On the ledge, ready to watch, like, what's going on.
Because I had told them, I had to tell them, because they, like, long story, they had gotten locked out of their house, and they'd been outside their house for, like, a good, I would say, hour and a half, 2 hours. So they couldn't get their key or something like that. Seabrook couldn't figure out why they couldn't get in their room, and they were, like, waiting in their cars and, like, whatnot. And then when they had gotten in, they were on the porch, and we're, like, T-minus half an hour, and I'm like, listen, guys, there's going to be some shit going down right here. I need you to be cool. Like, I'm talking to the parents. Obviously, the kids are not going to be cool. I'm
what?
Like, there's going to be a proposal. Just don't say anything and just chill. 2 houses down, I've set up on their patio, and I got my angle.
I can't even believe it.
Then I got Eric, who is manning a 300 millimeter lens, who's got the perfect view and fucking fucks it up with the focus is off. And it's fine. Eric does not, like, I'm not calling Eric out. I'm just saying he doesn't exactly know where.
I kind of liked it though. I think it was perfect.
The focus was on the tree behind them. It wasn't on them, and it was fine. But from my own director standpoint, I was like, that could have been better.
Nothing is gonna go right.
Right, exactly. Anyway, so I get my shot, I get my angle, and I have my audio, and I hook it up and I put the music. When he started to push play on his phone, I killed the audio from the mics. And then I had that audio playing, and I kind of bleeded in the audio when he said certain things, and it came through. And then when eventually she said yes, and they had their moment, and he puts his hand up, he's like, she said yes, and you kind of hear that part. But it was cool and awesome, and it was a great moment.
It was amazing. I couldn't even. I'm like, I know he said the most amazing thing as.
I kind of heard some of it, actually, in the edit. In the editing.
I want to hear the edit.
I'll give you the raw footage. I can hear some of it.
But it was just, I couldn't even stop. Like, it was so overwhelming because I'm like, once I saw the arch and, like, I saw the rose and he started playing the song and I'm like, this is not happening right now. Like you just have an out-of-body experience. Like, this is... holy shit, like, and you're you're on the ground, and then this is being filmed.
You didn't know that, though.
I really did not know that. I didn't even think about that. I will say, playing it back in my head, as I am Jordan, when you took me home the Friday before, you had a camera in your car, in the front seat.
I did have a big ass. I had the lens
but it was because the way you grabbed it. This is how bad I know I can read people.
Man.
Is the second you grabbed that, you were like,
yeah, it was because I did because it's
like,
a fucking on Friday nights I give Jordan a ride home.
But you gave me an explanation, which you never do. You never give me an explanation of what things were, and I can't tell you what you said, but you were like, you said something that was stupid, and I was like, okay. I was like, why are you telling me? Because you never tell me.
Because the lens is fucking huge, and it comes in this big case. And she's like, because I had to. So if you rent on a Friday, you get to take it till Monday.
Yes, that was.
So I got the shit before work. I picked it up, and I had it on my front seat when I came to work. So when I got out of work and I was taking her home, it was on the front seat, and I was like, oh shit! And I grabbed it, and I put it behind me.
But it was the way you grabbed it. I was like,
I give tells.
I was like, and then it was like,
you wouldn't have fucking known, man.
I know, but then Kim, well, I love you, mama-in-law, but she was like, champagne glasses. We've got champagne glasses, and I was like, why do we need? I was like, no, this isn't happening. And then like, Jordan, you have to stop rapping, and I was like, no, this isn't happening. And then we were walking, and I was like, I mean, there's no way unless you are just the most. You're an FBI agent proposing to his girlfriend who's like just a dumbwit that doesn't even understand what's happening. Like, there's just no way. But in that moment and everything that happened that weekend, everyone being there, I think I tell people this. I'm like, that was the most amazing gift, was coming out of that moment that we had by ourselves, which was just perfect. Right. Taking a walk, having a setting, having it captured, and then walking back into a house filled with family and friends. Like, I can't even like,
that's awesome.
You see the videos where people are like there, like, I don't think I would have wanted a big party. Like, it was perfect. Right. Like, just a small amount.
20 people.
Grandparents, both moms. Like, it was just perfect.
Cool.
It was amazing.
All right. So we're fucking bleeding on time here. Holy shit. All right. Now we need to move forward to the current situation. So I talked to Mitchell about the current situation, the situation with the Uber driver and whatnot, and where we are at this very moment we sit. Mitchell is in
WER, work education release. There might be ofs and ands in between, but I keep calling it work release, but it's WER.
So literally he's able to come to work, and he could hang out at work. Not hang out, but he works.
He's working.
And then he goes back to his dormitory, his little like...
I don't even want... It's not a cell. He's got like just a bunk. It's very... in the about 3 weeks that he's been in now, the few conversations that we had, there's different levels. There's people that use it to get into the country or get jobs. There are people that are on, a high level kind of like, if Mitchell example was one of those people, there would be people like coming to work, checking to make sure he's here. He would be getting urine testing every other time or every time he comes into work. Wow. Like, different levels, but he's just in I would say low clearance work release, and he's got a bunk, and that's where he has to go. Needs paperwork that needs to be filed. If he doesn't have that, he's out. Like, there's no strikes. I think that's it. Like, in all of this, you don't get one chance.
You don't get to miss.
That you're not missing anything. You're not making extra paperwork. You're not being late. You're not doing as you're not told. He's by the book. He will be out and done, and we have like a literal actual end date to all of this.
Awesome.
Well, he's been in there for the last 3 weeks. The big things were things that I will educate those that want to hear, and things that I've never learned, but money that is given out to those victims in a criminal case is called restitution. And that is decided as an aftermath last court date kind of decision. And that has been finally given to us. I was worried that was going to take longer, but It finally happened. A lot lower than we thought. The only thing I'm worried about is when you deal with situations like this, we're talking about criminal court. Everything we've dealt with has been in criminal court. Time lapse, date that it happened, weekend in jail, finding a lawyer, dealing with court cases, getting all the evidence a year later, deciding if we want to go to trial, not taking their plea bargain because we thought we could get better, the court not seeing in our eyes, as usual, objective, versus subjective, skimming by with the same outcome, which is fine. We did what we needed to do. And here today with a date in mind and a number given to us. That
So you guys are okay with the number?
Totally fine with the number. But what I'm trying to say, or what I'm getting to, is this is all in criminal court.
So you haven't, there's a civil case still?
Civil case has been brought to our attention. The gentleman has gotten a representative with for the civil courts. So he has a personal injury attorney, and that gentleman has contacted our lawyer and said that we have a couple options. Scare tactics is what I think. We have options. We can go these routes if we are compliant and, make it work for them. But it's not happening. And the basis is off of that. If, as a lawyer, you're not going to take a case if you're not going to make money. So in civil cases, if you don't have a case, you're not going to find a lawyer.
Right. He's got a lawyer.
This guy has a lawyer who has taken on the case, and he has contacted our lawyer that we have hired for the criminal side. So he wouldn't be the person that we actually use
to represent you
fully. Yes, in civil. But what they're trying to do and what they're trying to use is complete bullshit. As people in the industry, what they're trying to make us do is go after the bars that Mitchell may or may have not been at that night and use their insurance to cover this gentleman's cost. Now, with the restitution amount in my head, I think that they might be going for, if he's trying to get a paid out, he's going to be contacting us in civil court. If this has just taken fucking everybody's time and too much energy, and he understands, this should be the end of the road, dude. We're just done with this. You're beating a dead horse at this point. We could be fine. But I don't want to leave anything unturned. We're not going to be, on the street because of all of this. It's going to be done. It's so going to be done. And I'm really ready because the things that we've talked about, to really, dip our feet and get crazy with just planning a wedding.
That's where I want to go next. Marriage. So after we figure out the situation, we finalize those things, and the marriage is on tap.
So
tell me that.
So we dropped off Mitchell on a Monday, and his grandparents who live right over the border, they come down often. I love them. He calls them Papa G and Mama G. Papa G, his name is Ron.
Why do they call him Papa G?
Well, Papa like grandma, or Pop like grandpa, like Papa G. Papa G.
Mitchell.
So Papa G, his name is Ron. That's Kim's dad, his mom's dad, and his grandma unfortunately passed away. Okay. And Ron remarried to Susan, who is just a delight. I really, really have one thing of the transformation of Jordan is understanding and appreciating the time that we have with family. I've worked a lot. With this industry job, you work a lot of weekends, you work a lot of holidays, you work a lot of time that does not correlate with your loved ones. And I can tell you, I appreciate having time with those people. So we dropped him off on Monday. He had to go in, like his check-in, and I got to spend the next day and a half with them. I went and stayed with them at their hotel that they were down here for. They come across the border. They live in Canada. They're Canadian citizens, as is Mitchell and Kimmy, but they have green cards. They're down here. They live here. And it was such an amazing, I love spending time with them. And they said it best. I was telling them, this is not like a make or break thing. Like, I am so committed and so happy, like, that I am the person that I used to hate.
Really?
Like, because I didn't think that was possible for myself for the longest time. Like, I was not allowing that. I was not allowing that in the sense that I was not making the right decisions to let that be a possibility for Jordan. And that now being the standard is unbelievable. And I was having a conversation with his grandfather, and I was just telling, he was so sweet. He was like, I really just want you to know I'm so happy that Mitchell has someone like you to go through this with, because, you know, I don't think you guys are told this enough, that I really am proud of what you guys are going through. It's a lot. And I was, you know, it's been a lot. And there's been moments where I definitely had my breakdowns, and I wish I could have been stronger and been there, because I want to get through this, because I know we are going to.
Right.
But I was telling him, you know, thank you. I so love having that love from someone that I never would have, you know, been connected with. Like, it's an unbelievable human connection that you have. It's like that frequency that you can't describe. You can't, like, you don't see that. And I was letting him know, like, that is not what is defining us. This is literally one little block, one little stepping stone on the rest of our lives.
Okay, I got two things. So what you just said about him telling you that, it's another male figure in your life that you've been kind of missing in certain spots.
Totally.
That is bolstering you up and giving you some support throughout a tough time. So that's one thing that you know, filling a hole, a gap that you may have had.
Very
and then
much
number
so.
two, the more I get to sit, so I don't think people know this, but I was a women's studies minor and I was a sociology major in college. I love to watch people. And as I do this job as a bartender and I watch people, and when I first got here, I used to tell people what I thought a lot, and I realized nobody wants to hear that shit. Because nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to hear about how they suck or how I think what I think about them. So
you're giving a perspective from your point of view.
I realize that nobody wants to hear what I say. I know that nobody wants to hear what I have to say.
It's not that we don't want to hear
I've gotten better at not saying it.
I think just a few, you know, delivery.
I have an East Coast delivery.
And just exactly what you're saying. People don't want to hear what they don't want to hear.
No, they don't want to hear it.
And when you are someone that tells people all the time what they don't want to hear when they don't want to hear it, it's kind of like, oh, what's not going to tell me?
I get it. So then I've curtailed myself to not talk about things, but I just observe a lot. So then when people do come to me and ask me a question.
Because you know they do. They still do.
And they do. And they get hot fire. because I've held that shit back for a long time. And it's like, bow. This is exactly what you should be doing. This is exactly what I think.
It's just like any other addiction. It's like you get that itch. So, who told me? Who was telling me that thing? Oh, it was Nick. Oh, yeah. He hasn't talked to me lately. I'm like,
it's funny because like people that I don't know.
Hey Nick, you wanna
people that I don't know very well that like younger servers I've never talked about anything, and then they'll sit down at the bar and they might ask me a few questions and I'm like, shit, you don't want me to tell you what I think about you because I've watched
explode on them.
I don't want to explode on them. I don't explode on them, but I just tell them that you don't want to know what I think about you.
You definitely do preference that, but as you say that, you know that you're also like poking into our human obsession with just like, you tell me no, I want to say yes.
Yeah, but I don't want to, like, it's funny, like, I think our former door guy that wanted, he came in one time, he got let go. He's never gonna listen to this. He got let go. And he wanted to know why he got let go. And he came in like on a random Tuesday night, and he asked me a question in front of Tavio, who just gotten like hired. I'm like, yo, bro. I said to the guy, I was like, listen. He's like, why am I not working on Friday nights and Saturday nights? I'm like, you don't want to know this. Like, why are you asking me this right now? And like Tavio was standing right there. He's right next to me, and I'm like. He's like, yeah, I want to know. He's like, why are you not telling me? What do you mean about it? And I told him,
our door guy?
Across, the guy that lives across the street.
Oh,
and I was like,
duh.
Why? And I told him in the straightest way that I do when people want to know things, and he did not like the response.
Yeah.
Anyway, scratch all that. Yeah. The point that I was getting at was So you've made a new entity, Jordan and Mitchell.
Yes.
And nobody, no entity, no person, no thing grows and gets better and eventually becomes amazing by not sharpening the sword.
Totally.
And you don't sharpen the sword by not going through things. So the more you go through things and deal with things and get through things as a couple, the better you get at navigating later things in life that are going to be more difficult. So as you get through this situation, and work your way through it as a couple, the better you are going to be at tackling the next thing. Which
100%.
This is the greatest podcast ever, because now I'm going to talk about plans for the future. I'm going to skip over the summer, because I had a summer on there. But summer's like, we do family dinners. We hang out. It's going to be great. Your birthday was going to be in the summer, because I've done birthday videos for you. We've done. I want to do it.
This is going to be 30 though.
Oh, you want to do a birthday video?
I feel like I really want to.
Do you have a birthday thing that you want to do? We talked about doing a boat.
We have. No,
the
boat
video
would be
was
good.
a boat.
I
did skip your last birthday because we were having a tiff.
Why were we?
I didn't come to your last birthday party.
So,
oh, God.
Nick sometimes doesn't know what he's saying in front of some people.
I'm holding back all comment. Keep going.
You were trying to make fun of someone, of our coworker, a male, by using females as an example. And the second that I called you out on it, you backfired. But what was the most frustrating part of it was that it was the audience that we had.
Okay, listen, pause, because I need to say that I did make a statement, and there was an audience
about females.
I did make a statement about females, and I to this day, as we sit here face to face, will not back down from my statement. It's fine that the audience that was there was who it was. We're not going to go back to it. We're not going to revisit it. But at the time that Jordan's birthday came up, we were having a tiff in our little Jordan-Nick relationship. And it was... Jordan keeps shaking her head right now. But anyway, that's why I was not at the last birthday. If you said that in front
of other people...
What? People who were there?
In front of people that you care about.
I could say that in front of anybody. I'll say it in front of my mother. I'll say that in front of anybody whoever, and I will stand by my statement no matter what. Still to this day, I'll say it again. If you want to really let it out right now, I will talk about it again. I'll talk about it. Okay, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Yo, I don't give a fuck how long this podcast goes.
At
We're
this
at
point,
2 hours.
no.
We're at 2 hours right now, almost. We're 1 or 2 hours. So listen, okay, ready? This is the situation. It's post a game. So we've all worked a Sunday football shift. We're all spent, and we all want to have a drink. We are back in.
Okay, I have to pause you because I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay, we're gonna pause the podcast.
I don't want to pause it because I want the momentum to go, but we're coming right back.
We're coming right back after this with no breaks.
No breaks.
No breaks. I'm not giving you another drink. We're just gonna. We'll be right back. With no breaks, we are back. Now, we're after a long. So I don't. Nobody.
Sunday night, I wanted to watch the game in the back PDR for some reason.
It was like a big game.
It was like a big game where there was something going on. Yeah, it was a Seahawks game. Like, we didn't have a Sunday fun day family dinner planned. So I was like, let's just go here or let's stay here.
Hang on the PDR.
Oh, no. It was okay. So this last football season, we linked up with 120 Sports, and it's a company that does like interview FaceTime with staff at prominent restaurants, sports bars in different cities with different teams so that they can get updates on the games after they just happened. So I thought this was going to happen. It didn't happen. So we were already at Buckley's. So we stayed at Buckley's, and all of us were in the PDR.
Okay.
Private dining room in the very back of Buckley's, which has 2 huge screens, fits 25 people, super low-key space, super private for exactly what like a group of
like
coworkers.
10 people back there.
Yes.
Now let me take over.
Our boss.
Okay, you just pointed out the one person that was in the audience that you didn't like, Shannon, who you also alluded to earlier in the podcast, is the back there. Mitchell's back there.
Nope.
He's not back there?
Nope.
Okay. Is Shaggy back there? I don't know who like outside
Tim,
of
Shannon, you, me, Eric, Lou, and Austin. I think it was Austin.
Yeah. Okay. So those people are back in the back room, which none of them really have weight besides Tim. Who cares about the other people? The real people are just coworkers. And we're talking about stuff. And we're actually making fun of Lou. And Lou is a younger server who's been working at Buckley's and has kind of gained a few pounds because he's been eating a lot of food. He loves to eat food, loves to talk about food, loves to cook. And he's, we're talking about how chubby he's got during football season, yada yada. We're making fun of him. I proceed to, at that point, I made a comment, and I want to say, and I can't contextually really present what the preface was, the conversation before and after, but I'm just going to state the statement that I made. And again, I said before, I still stand by this shit. I stated that, quote, I have seen many of females come into this bar and work and gain pounds or gain weight. So watch out. And I was speaking to Lou. I was talking to Lou because we were making fun of him.
Why were you making fun of him?
Because
what was he eating?
He'd eaten something before.
He'd
sushi.
Eaten whose?
Oh yeah, we had eaten. Jordan ordered tots and we all ate her tots or cheese curds or something like that. We all ate her shit. And I was like, "Yo, ease up," because he'd eaten sushi and he was still hungry. And granted, the dude had just worked a full football shift at Queen Anne, had come here, and he was hungry. He should be able to eat whatever he wanted because I know what it's like. And if your sugar's low or you're hungry, you should
please give a preference for Lou.
Lou's like a little Asian dude. He's like a little chubby. He's got a little belly, and he loves to rub his belly and smile and whatever. It's fine. I'm not going to talk about anything else about Lou, but that's Lou. So we're making fun of Lou. We call him Lorenzo, and Lorenzo is the kind of bigger guy that works here. It was making fun of him. So anyway, like, so then I said that to Lou about, hey, I've seen many of, and I quoted.
This is real talk, though.
Females.
There's a lot of
I
names.
said females.
Yes, you said females.
And that's what triggered you to be like, "Row," and like, what? And so, and I've never said this in front of you.
Okay.
And I said it after you left.
I heard it.
I will give Jordan credit upon all of the women that ever worked at Buckley's. When Jordan if anything ever, because I observe and I don't say anything, if anything ever gets out of whack on Jordan physically, Jordan is the first to be like, I'm going to curtail this shit. We're not doing this. We're eating better. We're doing this. And things just come back into sorts, which I am the same way. If you just curtail a few things and stop whatever.
But you understand how that even sounds as well, correct?
I'm fine with the way anything sounds. I'm just saying that for sure, eating food at Buckley's all the time is gonna lead to weight gain. Period.
100%. I'm not.
And Tim, it's funny. After you left, Tim laughed and said the same thing. Tim said it to me multiple times. Like, he's like, Nick, I don't understand how you work here and still have stayed the same size.
I know what you're saying. I know the basis of what you're saying, but what you're also saying in the same statement is so degrading.
Explain to me the degrading part, because I want to understand that.
So, men are not picked at.
True.
Every second.
1,000% true.
Especially the men at Buckley's.
For sure, because they're put on a pedestal no matter what.
So, if you are a female and you have a body type that is not the, air quotes, norm, then you are not what people are looking for. You're not the type. You're not the beauty. You're not. So I'm not saying that's what you are looking for. I'm not saying that's what you
are still 100% right.
But what you are saying in that moment is someone that this is how I took it, because this is all that matters.
That's all that matters is what your perception was.
What I took in that moment, in my drunk moment, we had already been drinking.
True.
I was already hangry because you just ate my cheese curds.
That's true story. True story.
And on top of using my cheese curds against me, you said that as a female working at Buckley's, I need to be able to make sure
That's not what I said, but that's what you perceived.
Sorry. No. You said, I mean, you did say it after that, but as a female, like, I need to be watching my weight. Like,
that's not what I said.
You said, Lou,
you're getting fucking fat.
Because?
You're eating at Buckley's all the time. You're eating a lot of shit.
And who did you use as an example?
I said females.
Okay, and how is that not the same thing?
I said females at Buckley's. I've seen many females come into Buckley's.
Am I a female at Buckley's?
You are.
Okay.
But
I just want to make sure everyone at home is understanding that.
Totally.
Like, I just made the connection.
You can make connections all you want. That's fine.
I know that you think that you are right in saying what you said that is right, but I need you to understand that my reaction
is totally fine.
Could have been a lot worse if I was a few other females, but I was very outnumbered, and Shannon was not going to say anything because she's had way too much stupid past sitting at Buckley. So the fact that she was sitting at Tim's table.
Shannon could say whatever she wants too.
No, she will say whatever she wants, but that's not the appropriate time.
May not have been.
I reacted because what you said, as someone that I care about and I know
closed doors.
I don't need
Tim has said that to me many times.
I don't care what Tim has said in closed doors.
Fine.
Tim is my
not
boss,
doors,
and I respect him
personally.
Perfect. You keep that personal then. That's
not
not a
anymore.
podcast. Yeah, obviously.
Whatever. But
hello.
It's not.
World.
That's the point. The point is that it's just facts.
It's facts, but you need to know, like, the facts that you like to use sometimes can hurt people that you care about.
I understand that.
Okay.
But my intention was never to hurt you in any way at all.
I know that as well.
And like I said,
But
I respect you beyond.
I know you do, but that as like the backup respect thing also super sucks because that's like...
What's backup respect?
Well, what you just said, like Jordan...
I said out of any of all the women that I've ever would even be referencing, which I wasn't referencing you. I was just saying, like, if anything, because I observe, if Jordan feels like she's getting overweight or anything that's getting out of whack, she's like, yo, I'm eating fucking vegetables. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm working out. Things are better.
Okay, so, like, synopsis. The fine line was there was a lot of drinking that was happening.
Yes.
Everyone was hangry.
For sure. I'd gone across the street and gotten food.
Yes,
like
you didn't even want to eat at Buckley's.
Yes.
That's what you were. I knew you were already hangry.
Very hangry.
But what stung was that you are my Friday night cohort. You are someone that is not just like another. So when it was coming out of your mouth, it just stung more.
Okay.
And when in that setting, it was like in front of our boss, and it was just like that wasn't the norm Sunday night.
True.
It
True
was
story.
like there were
Usually
people,
it's just us.
It's just us.
Right.
That wasn't just us.
It wasn't just us.
And then on top of that, you know, it riled up more people,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, this is exactly what I did not want to have happen or ever expected. So I'm like, I have to bounce out. But the fact that it was like, it just stung. You know, it was just, it wasn't, if I'm not sitting here trying to change your mind.
Nope.
It was
that's
just
fine.
the heat, the sting,
the moment. I get
it was like, whoa. I was like that just.
Like I said, my intention was never to hurt anybody or make anybody feel poor or anything like that. That is not. I was stating statements. I apologize that people perceived it poorly.
Yeah, but you just when you. I know that's like. I feel like if you could actually be a great politician because you like that is like the best like delivery. My intentions were not poor. I was not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. Like that's like the bullshit Nick answer. Like
What is the bullshit Nick? I'm not. Like, why would I apologize for making a statement that's true?
Do you care about me?
Yes, I care about you.
Okay. If you hurt my feelings,
I care about hurting your feelings. I don't want to hurt your feelings. I said I'm sorry for my intentions being perceived as poor. I apologize for that.
I need you to. I need like. You're on the I'm sorry layer. Like you're right there. Like
I'm not gonna say, but I'm not gonna apologize for my statement.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking you to apologize because what you meant as a very level-headed statement hurt people that you really care about.
Auxiliarily.
Okay.
Because I was talking to someone else, and there were other people in the room, and having a few beers, drinking. My boss is next to me. The person I'm talking to is in front of me, and someone is to my right. I'm not thinking about that. There's two females in the room that may feel poorly about this.
Yeah, I'm so sad that you weren't.
Like because when I'm sober, I will definitely think about those things. If I've had a few drinks, I'm like, talking to Lou, you're fat, homie. Stop eating. It's just the East. Like I shoot from the hip.
No, I know.
So it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I will never ever call anyone. I've had those moments in high school where I had this one chick, Allison, who I actually made a statement. It was kind of auxiliary, but it wasn't. It was directed to her through somebody else, and I made a statement that she was not fat, but I said something, and she got her really riled up. And she was my friend, genuinely my friend, and I had to apologize and track back a lot. Because it was literally directed at her, so I had to really pull it back. So ever since then, I've been really sensitive about saying anything about anybody's weight, especially females. Not anybody's weight, females' weight. I'll tell a dude he's fat all the time, but like, just like so.
It was. I think honestly, as you can tell, anyone that's listening to this is that we've worked together for a long time. I respect you. I consider you literally family. I mean,
yes, for sure.
So when any moment that finally, like, you know, the
Jars
first,
you.
very, very jarring. It was like, holy shit, I don't even know what just happened.
Yeah.
And like, and not even everyone was there. You know, like Mitchell wasn't even
No, he wasn't
in the room.
room.
He was outside, and then he was like getting pulled, you know, by other people. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, get the like,
Fuck out of the
do
back
you even
room.
understand what just happened? Like,
Don't go back there.
like,
All right.
it was just, it
Whatever.
was. It
Anyway.
was just another Sunday
All right.
night.
So that's squashed. It's done. It's out in the
That's-
open.
That is, yeah.
It's out in the open.
Open.
It's out in the open.
It's out.
Is it squashed?
Out. It's squashed.
Oh, those squashed a long time ago, but whatever.
You
But it's out there.
You know what you did.
Whatever. You know what I did last summer, last football season.
I know what you. I know what you.
Okay.
Okay. Next.
Now
What's the time? What are we on?
we're fuck man. So we're pushing like 2:15 somewhere around now. It is literally 4:48 in the morning.
I feel like
The sun
you
is up.
haven't, dived deep with it.
I'm not there yet. I'm not. I'm going now.
Okay.
We're talking about. It is as we sit here. It's May. It's May 27th,
27th.
and summer is upon us. Mitchell's getting out.
Oh my gosh.
How long is he? Another month?
Okay, so he went in. We had the last. He went in May 15th. I can't remember the actual court date. We dropped him off. Everything was good. I think I kind of said earlier, like, less paperwork, on time, everything's good. When you go into a situation like that, sometimes there's different levels of work, WER, work educational release, something.
Whatever.
I don't know what it is. But you pretty much automatically get deducted two-thirds of your sentence because there's such an overflow.
a
and
lot of
there's,
people want to
like,
get
they
it.
just have to
Yeah.
get him out. So he's already been given the date of June 30th. So everything goes smoothly.
Basically
knock
a
on
month
wood.
from today.
Everything goes well.
4 weeks.
He's out June 30th. So he'll be all done. He just needs to make sure his paperwork's good. Isn't late for work, like, which is kind of a little stressful, because finals are coming up. So I'm like,
June 30th is a Friday.
yeah.
Wait, what time does he get out?
He has to work Saturday morning. He said he's going to try and take Saturday morning off. I can't take any more work off.
So wait, does he get out June 30th night?
I don't know. See, that's the thing is, like, their paperwork, timeline is never short. So him getting out June 30th is probably going to be like 9 p.m.
So he can come in. We have a podcast.
Sure. Yeah, if that's the only thing that he's allowed to do,
Whatever. Anyway, summer is going to be upon us. Your birthday's when?
July 11th.
July 11th. So
7/11.
Mitchell will be out for your birthday.
Yes, that's what I was kind of really nervous about because it was fell into it, but it's gonna. Not that it's not even like I say that like in the same sense. I'm like, oh, you're gonna be in jail, but I'm really, really worried
My
about
30th birthday.
That's not. It's not even. I don't even care.
You did care, though.
I do care because I want to celebrate it with him, but I just don't.
Well,
It's like a different excitement.
okay.
Yeah, it's my birthday, or I'm.
All right.
It's my birthday.
Summer is upon us. We're going to be doing cool things, and summer in Seattle is one of the best times to be in Seattle.
We have a terrace to add to.
Yeah,
the
you've
mix.
actually moved to a new place.
So
It's
excited.
going to be awesome.
Yes.
Let's close this out by talking about the future, the positive future with Mitchell and you together. We've talked about you getting married,
Yes.
which is going to happen.
Duh.
Any plans on where or when or what?
Honestly, I think. Let me take a second. There are girls that have a lot of help when they do this, and then there are girls that are so just off the cuff, let's do this. I'm in between because we have had so much time from the proposal, the most amazing moment of my entire life, till now, being such a roller coaster of events and emotions and like things that we've experienced that I'm so willing to just have a very, very private, dedicated moment, and then just an amazing party to just like let's move, like after everything that we've been through, because so a lot of people, so the timeline of all of this, like this happened a year and a half ago, kind of. I'm close to, I mean, it feels like
Year and a quarter.
A year and a quarter, but it has been a very long year and a quarter of so many things that are like unknowns. Like we are just not in control of days, timelines, like projections, like what's going to happen with money, like X, Y, and Z. Like, so not having that in our control, I'm so ready to like hand that over to someone else and just be like,
So you're saying you want a wedding planner?
no. Yes. Maybe.
All right.
What has been amazing about working at Buckley's is we've had so many people like willing to help us. One of our amazing friends who we still have not been able to have dinner with, him and his wife, Lee. Excuse me. We work at Buckley's. There's a hostel that was opened about 6 years. Jesus Christ, I hope I'm not understanding. I think it's been about 6 years. Yeah. 6 years ago next door. And Lee and Nancy are the owners. They are the most just genuine, kind, amazing couple that you could
Super
even
good people.
just
GP for sure. Good people.
GP people. We'll take a sip to that.
To Lee.
And to Lee. And he has been kind of like this, just really like, you have those people in your life that just spark you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you're kind of just, you're slumming it, like, okay, yeah, no, I don't have to go to the gym. I don't have to do that. Like, I'll do that paper tomorrow, homework session. Like, but you sit down with those people and you get up and you're just like, you want to go run? You want to go run the Green Lake? You want to,
People are doing things,
like,
man.
you do things, and it's those. Lee has been amazing, and he has actually been asked and accepted to be our officiant. He is
cool.
going to be the person that
Nice.
is up on the stand
Nice.
with us, which I think will help because he's such like a good comedic,
Yeah.
like just like not.
It does help to have a familiar face.
Yeah, because
for sure.
I think the biggest thing I'm worried about is I'm just gonna like be crying the entire time because I can't even like
You were
express. I know. I was like.
At my wedding, I cried. I literally cried to
You
my whole
did?
house. Like in Jordan can attest to this.
Nick
Doesn't cry.
tears.
There's no like I don't even show emotion
No.
on a normal basis out of my life.
Never.
I barely even show emotion to be like.
But let's preference this. You hadn't seen your wife for how many days?
like 4 or 5 days.
That's a long time.
It is a long time.
Before
like,
your wedding. I'm like,
Yeah, I get
like,
it.
let's talk about build up.
It was a huge buildup for sure, but I didn't expect to be so emotional during that time period. I was like, okay, I got some things to say, and I'm just gonna say them. And it's like, but literally, when I was given we had an iPad, and I was like, here, read these words, and like we had wrote out some things, and I was gonna freestyle a little bit and say a few things, and I just literally, I almost couldn't read what was on the iPad because my eyes were tearing so hard. I like literally could not. It's funny, and I had a camera, and literally the camera cut out right before I said, like,
What camera?
the camera that was filming I haven't done this vlog yet, but there's a camera sitting in front of everybody. That's
Why
like,
did it cut out?
it was ran out of battery,
Oh my god!
and it was like filming.
Did she say before you? I can't
Nobody,
remember.
and I think no, it was my part that I was reading because I read last.
Okay, so
I
she
think-
there's.
I'm not even sure. I can't remember, but
I think you read first.
I know it cut out right after I said whatever I said. The kiss wasn't on.
Oh my god!
There are other cameras there, but nobody. I don't think it's like a video, but it's kind of the same thing with your audio.
So amazing. Like I.
But anyway, regardless, being in the situation when you have to say what you have to say, it's good to have comfortable people around you.
Yeah.
We like our wedding was 16 people in like this small, tiny wine cellar, and we had this amazing dinner afterwards.
Yes.
And then the next day we had everybody welcome to come to Buckley's and hang out and do whatever.
Perfect.
And then the day after that we left to go to Fiji. Like I wanted nothing.
Peace.
I wanted nothing to do with a big wedding. I wanted nothing to do with any kind of over pomp of circumstance. I wanted to just
like even just like Mother's Day.
Yeah.
There was. I mean, how many people would you say were there? Okay, so there was like.
So we had to get together at Buckley's Queen Anne for Mother's Day right before Mitchell went into jail. To his compound.
No, please.
Yeah, jail, whatever. So we had Mitchell and his and the
it was a
Papa
combo.
G
I wanted to make it a combo. I felt
Kimmy's
like
birthday,
Mitchell did not. So May for the Mercers are huge. So this particular month, Mitchell was going in. Mother's Day was the 14th was the dinner. That was a Sunday.
Right.
He had to go in on
The 15th.
On the 15th. That was his mother's birthday. His grandparents' anniversary dinner is the 22nd. The 8th. Sorry, no, it was the 14th. His dad's anniversary is the 22nd. His brother's birthday is the 24th. And there's like something else in between. And I was like, why are we not doing something in May? I was like, that should be like the month that is like the Mercer. Like we take a week that we all get together and do stuff because we just need to all celebrate. But it was, there was 30 people there and someone came up to me and they were like, yeah, no, I didn't even see so-and-so. And I was like, that wasn't even the wedding. And I'm trying to like put 200 of you together. Like that doesn't even work.
That's why you should make it small like we did. Like super like
I
dwindle
can't
it
do
down to
16
30 people. Not 16. I'm saying
I can't
dwindle
do
it down to
16.
50 people. Have like a little thing and then be like, I'm sorry you couldn't come, but you can come to this.
That guest list, that's
the guest list.
Do you understand though?
Just do the biggest part because that's how the way you guys do. Like, to have the biggest, baddest party.
I know.
On the cheapest way you could do it.
I just want to do the biggest, baddest
and then
party.
have the best and most intimate ceremony you can with the 50. Like, put a cap on it. It's 50 people. That's it. Invite the people that need to be there because there's so many auxiliary people that like you would love to be there.
I know,
but it's like, come on, you don't really need.
So hard. I know. No, I know. There's a difference between like people understand when they are invited to the reception and the ceremony, but I think it's we have such a dichotomy, like just a complex, like. I have been with this person for 4 years. We have been here for almost
10 years.
Yeah. Almost 10. Yeah. Like I'm rounding up.
Yeah.
I have a relationship with the people that we have served for the last 5 days.
Totally.
For the last 9 years. It's not something where they're coming home with me. They're not possibly celebrating all of my, holidays and my birthdays, but they're there on the weekends. Mitchell's playing poker with them. We're seeing them on holidays. We see them for their birthdays. They're coming to ours. Like they're going on trips. We do Buckley's events. We go out. We're celebrating others.
All
like
right, maybe my 75 people.
It's if I want to invite one or I even try and invite someone, I'm like, it's not the fact that I'm wanting to say no to anyone. It's like that's
why the venue that I picked, being capped at 16,
exactly,
was so important. Like I only have
venue. That's what I said.
That's it. That's like I'm having it here.
I know, but
that's it. I personally insulate myself as a person.
Thank you.
And I don't expose myself as much as these guys do.
Are you a hugger?
I'm definitely not a hugger. Jordan and Mitchell are big time huggers, and I don't like to hug. I'm just like, it's funny. Like, I'm just like that way. I'm just not a
hand.
Yes, I'm like
knuckles.
I'm not a like I don't want to.
You do hug though. You get sucked in. You don't even know you're doing it when you do it.
Sometimes it's cool.
Oh, you get sucked in.
But I'm not.
Not from us. Like he gets sucked in from customers. Let me preference. There are people that like there are times like people are like, okay, I'll see you later, and it's not like they just head to the door. They head to around the bar. They're like,
you're gonna come hug me.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming. You seeing me? I'm staying here. Or wait,
God.
are we not hugging? All right. Oh, okay.
It's too awkward if we don't.
You gotta hug them.
You gotta hug.
You have to hug.
I don't like hugging. I like hugging some people.
Some people need your hug.
You know what? It's true. Like but I'm not. Anyway. My point is that I insulate myself from having that connection with certain people just because that's the way I live my life.
But you're one person.
I am. I'm one
Times
person.
that by 2.
2 people. So my wife has nothing to do with buttons.
And we're 4 years on you.
Exactly. You're deep into this and you have lots.
And I'm telling you, I've served like if I could like say R and Dave.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
I was trying to say names. I'm trying to be coy.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
There are people that how do I say no to you?
Yeah, you can't.
It's so horrible because I'm not saying no to my wedding. It's like you have been part of
every day that I'm here,
but you brought it up today. It's like we've only seen certain people. We see them in states. Like they see us and we see them. I am your bartender. I serve you.
Every day.
You get drunk.
Yep. I see you sober walk in the door, and I see you drunk
you sober in and you drunk out, and that's totally fine because you.
That's what you came here for.
You wake up in the morning and you get the job done. You have a job. You do that. You're there. You show up. Then fucking perfect. But the thing is, I don't know how to classify you and this amazing best friend that I've had since high school that I don't see ever.
But she
has to be in my bridal party. She should be. She's going to be.
And that person.
But then
who you pay my bills, basically.
You take care of us. And I see you. I mean, literally, we see them 7 days. We see them 1, 2, 3, some 4, 5, 6 times a week. It's
and you're not gonna.
I don't know how to do that. Like I need someone that has.
Told you it's the venue.
Married.
It's the venue. You cap the venue and then you cap the people.
But if I cap all the expenses, does that help?
No, you cap the venue is the key. Once you pick the venue. And you have a set number.
Wait, did I tell you this? Okay, so spoiler alert. I mean, not spoiler alert because we've talked. I just haven't seen him in forever. Lee has something that he's working on and a space that he told us we could have for free.
How much? How many people?
That's the thing. The cap, I think, is going to be about 150.
That's fucking perfect. That's too many. That's way too many.
For
a ceremony?
I just don't think it.
You can invite everybody.
Well, I don't think it's ceremony worthy. But if we make it
ceremony worthy,
if we make it ceremony worthy, where everyone goes in and out, and then we do the Buckley's shutdown.
Yeah, we're totally gonna shut down the place.
You think every single person that we invite is going to be able to fit in Queen Anne Buckley's?
No, we're not doing it at Queen Anne.
We have to do it at Belltown.
Fuck yeah. We're going to do the patio. We're going to do the roof. I don't know where to do the roof. Maybe we do a beer hall. We just shut down the street. That'd be dope.
It's not going to fit.
We shut down the street.
But then it's everyone's going to be... I had an invite to the wedding and I didn't get
Who cares? What the fuck do you...
I know.
Nobody cares about that.
I know.
Get the fuck out of here. You can invite the wedding. So what? At least you're here right now, right? You better be grateful you're coming in this door. You got the wristband. Shit.
Did you get in? You're fine.
Yeah, shut the
No, it's crazy. It's an insane feeling.
It's gonna be awesome. And Tim already told me many times we're gonna throw the best party ever for this shit.
It's gonna be a good time.
But anyway. So there's not even the future plans that I wanted to talk about. The future plans I wanted to talk about is fucking having a kid.
Yes.
Is fucking
Yes.
in this little
so
coffee shop Mitchell was talking about.
Big,
and all this
all big.
shit.
Okay. Shh. So.
Did you just shush me on my own fucking podcast?
I just shushed you.
Holy shit.
Shh. So, we're going to do things. We're going to be somewhere. That doesn't make sense, but it will. Because what I have been told and what I have to, like, envision is when we say things, it's not going to be like, oh, maybe someday we're going to have a coffee house, or maybe we're going to have a restaurant, Mitchell and I. No, it's when. You have to
True story.
You have to
Believe.
dissect and you have to believe your dialogue. So when we open something, we hopefully have already figured out that Seattle is going to work or it's not going to work and we're going to have to go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, I want to, I think like what Seattle is missing is like the brunch factor. And what my big thing is, like brunch factor as in grab and go. And every time we go somewhere, like, so example, someplace in Lower Queen Anne, amazing. But we had the simplest like to go order and they put our sandwich, like I ordered a ham and cheese sandwich, add an egg. I open up my to-go box and I have an like cheese sandwich with the egg on top of the bread, like a hard-boiled egg, like or like a over medium fried egg on top of the bread. And I was like, why are you putting the egg on top of my sandwich? I asked for the egg in my sandwich. So
Okay, no names. I don't know where that was at, but like, okay, I like the name Brunch Factor.
okay, so we brunch. Maybe in Seattle, maybe not.
Okay. Brunch is only the weekends.
I want to make something that is capable to survive in Seattle Monday through
Friday.
Friday
And the weekend.
and weekends. But if it doesn't happen in Seattle, it can be somewhere else. But right now, opening something in Seattle is insane. It's not impossible. It's just fucking crazy. Because there is a lot of things against us. And the concept, though, is to make... The last time you went to a coffee shop that actually remembered your order or remembered your name, what was that place?
Never. Well,
Like, just...
I go to Starbucks before I come here.
Thank you. Just say Starbucks. Perfect. So, you go to Starbucks and they remember your name and they remember your order. Technically. But, if you went to a place that made you, like, did the exact same, or you had the order that you exactly wanted, I think we're just trying to capitalize on the fact that coffee in Seattle is so
Big. It's huge.
huge. But the network within coffee is so static. Like, it's just not there.
All right, fair enough.
That we would love to capitalize on that. And the options within coffee. Have you ever had butter in your coffee?
I've heard about this bulletproof coffee and whatnot. Like,
It's crazy.
okay. Well,
That's one thing.
okay. Fair enough. So you got ideas. You're going to do some shit. I have some input that I could tell you that
Please.
could be, well, not on the podcast. We'll talk about it
Okay.
on the offset. The point is, we're going to wrap this whole thing up. We are fucking
3 hours
deep.
later?
We're deep. We're like 3 hours. No,
If
we're not. We're
anybody
2.5.
is still listening,
I know your mom's still here.
She is. If she's
What's up,
sitting
Tammy?
down in one, Tammy, babe, love, mom.
I know there's some regulars that are still here straggling along.
For one whole sitting though, like that's crazy.
Yo, like literally, so we sat down. It is bright outside right now. So right now, I'm looking at my watch. It is 5:12 a.m. We got done, wrapped up around 3:30. Not 3:30, 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Thank you for letting us like bring up, the squash. I feel like that's really squash.
Really? Like, you're happy about that? Really?
I don't think I'm ever going to be happy about it, but I feel like
it's
we
cool.
haven't talked about it.
We've never talked about it. It's true. It's never.
Exactly.
Ever.
And if we're going to talk about it, we talked about it
Boom.
on air in
It's right
front
here.
of
First time.
a lot of people.
It's all good. But anyway. That's done.
He just kind of like thought he was cool and pushed something aside. So I
I
thought,
was supposed to be drinking sides to make sure there's no, like... But anyway.
do you want to like hold hands?
No,
like,
we don't need... I don't hug. What the fuck am I
what are
holding
you
hands
doing?
for?
Like, what are you pushing aside? Like, what are you pushing aside?
We need to end this podcast. I want to thank everybody for listening.
I love
wanna
my followers. Hey,
I have
really
no followers.
appreciate-
My wife is calling me right now. Like, it's fucking 5:12. I need to be home.
I love you, Christy. I'm sorry. Answer. Okay.
I can't.
Okay.
I'm going to text her.
Oh my God, she's gonna hate me.
No, but we're still here. So, thank you for listening. This is the longest one-on-one podcast I've ever had.
7. Sorry for
It's
rambling,
6.
everybody.
It's
6.
We understand that women have more feelings. We talk about this shit. We get it.
Men have dicks.
Whoa. There's a lot of drinks going on right now. Look, okay.
You just said I have feelings. I can say whatever
You
I
have-
want.
you can say whatever
because
you-
I have feelings.
You're the host. I mean, you're not the host. You're the guest.
Thank you. Oh, you just said I was the host.
All right, we're out of here. See you later, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Love you.